What's going on, guys, and welcome back, my friends. It's a great day to be a Marvel Rivals watcher and player as we have the Stage 1 playoffs, the grand finals right here, right now. I'm your host, Cozy, and guests are joined by Ship as we just watched the lower bracket finals, buddy, and we've come to this.
Back at it, man. We're back into a rinse and repeat. Last time going to Game 7, and I know you and I, brother, we want that to go to Game 7 again. The hype is here. I am amped, and I just want to see how these teams come out the gate.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, listen, we know with us, it's already going to be a BO7, and these teams wanted to go the distance. They have so much homework done against each other. Obviously, just like it was last time, it looked one-sided in the upper brackets. This is a whole new slate. The homework, everything you've planned in the meta is gone. This is the moment because it changes going into land. So show all the answers, show what you've got. These teams are going to duke it out. And speaking of it, let's walk through the stories of these two teams. On one side, you have America's best right now. It is Team Liquid Citadel Shib. And this roster, it's the Avengers, man, of this game in the America region. Stars across the board. We heard Jay and his dream team. It was 75% of TLC.
Yeah, I think he's at Poly and Vest, right? Speedery was in that conversation. Energy, Cooper, and Nero. I mean, this whole team is so talented. Right now, at the current moment, the best team in the America region. But the question is that going to be the case? Is Swamp going to be able to bounce back? But I'll tell you what, no matter what, if I'm drafting a team about the stars of the Americas region, I'm looking at this entire roster for an option.
Brother, every single one of them. I mean, Paulie, the one trick, two trick, no, he's the GOAT. We know what he can put together.
Yeah.
Vest, the newest addition, man, and just absolute disgusting off tank that can play any hero that is called to him. You want Rogue, you've got it. Groot, hey, MVP, no problem. Speedery, bro, is this not the definition of the best flex you can find?
Yeah, when we're talking about these various roles that are filled on a team, we talked about Ryan Amazing, we talked about Self. I truly do believe the best flex in the Americas region now, without a doubt, is Speedery to me. Guy can play virtually any hero, is still running flyers to the top of the extent of getting wins with flyers. Very, very strong, and also plays that backline with Ultron. I think probably the best flyer character run in the world. And then Energy, Cooper, Nero, man. I mean, what else? We could talk about this whole team forever.
Yeah, Energy, the secret sauce. I mean, right up there, I would say him and Terra, the two best DPS in the world, and one over there in the EMEA. This is our, Captain America, if you will. And it's all because you look at the hit scan roster that he has, place them all at an elite level. This is a young stud that we've quite literally seen grow up in the rival scene as one of the greats in the duelist department, man. Cooper, can we say enough about this GOAT as well?
Yeah.
Just crazy across the board, is always so dependable on the heals and just the clutch freezes and moments.
Yeah, and then you got Nero at the very end. I always say, like, Nero to me, even on the White Fox, was one of those strategists that was not afraid to just play hyper aggro with the dive. For example, on Fox, I would see him and Paulie set up together on the flank and initiate fights on a strategist. That is the kind of energy you need, the confidence you need to play at this level. You can't be worried about just living and performing with an ult. You've got to try to make those plays, and I really do think Nero's one of those players.
And brother, think about it. From Nero on Envy to the guys that were on FlyQuest last year and Energy, Cooper, all of these, Speedery was on Envy. All these people tasted greatness. They were so close to finding it, and they've come up empty a couple of times. You know they are chasing that glory, and there's nothing like momentum going into LAN than sticking it to the next best here in America. That is Swamp Gaming. We're seeing them locked in, ready. They hear the words of that coach over there in for Coach Fox and what he has to say about them. That's what's great. We need more of it here in the esports scene. Love the trash talk, love the hype and the passion.
Yeah, I think it drives them for sure. As we look over on the team we have been watching for quite some time now, a team that is storied, a team that is talented, and they are not afraid of their competition. Yeah. Kraz, Scatter, Melophobia, Days, Forky, and Valentina. We've heard it. We've said it. This team is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, Swamp Gaming, one of the best stories of Stage 1, front to back. I mean, they don't win with ego. They win with belief in the vibes they have as a team. They're all willing, just to back one another, and they're backed by a coach whose energy is impossible to ignore as well. We've always said there's one voice guiding this team, right? And that's what helps them kind of lock in and be able to get the job done. So many sleepers here, if you will, in their positions as some of the best. You look right there with Speedery on the off, flex duelist. Look at Days. You look at Melophobia that can flex in anything as well. This team, it's hard to find their weaknesses, and yes, they did have some yesterday, but again, it's a brand new day, brand new test.
Yeah, and they got Britney Spears on their side, apparently, right? So that's, hey, that's another little buff to this side of Swamp Gaming. But yeah, you heard what Val said. She said, essentially, we've watched the tapes, and we've done some additional studying, and we have some things we want to pull out, maybe out of our sleeves here that you won't expect. And that's what you need right now in the finals. You need something that this team does not expect, and they need to be able to try to think through the way to counter them. If you have that thought process mid-game, that's where teams start stumbling, and I have no doubt we're going to see this from both sides.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, last time we saw these two teams fight, it was a very different look between them because they are allowed different things than other teams allow, right? Typically, you kind of have a game plan going into each one of them. When it comes to these two, I mean, it's the most unorthodox bans that you're going to see across the board as we do look at our recap. And again, funny enough, Ship, how things work. Months later, me and you are back in the seats, man. For what was this match we just saw?
Yeah, this is crazy. As we're looking the breakdown, they met up in the playoffs, knocked TLC down to the lower side bracket, who came back to win the grand finals of the preseason 4-3. It was an absolute banger series. If you didn't see it and you're looking for some time later on, make sure you check that out after today, which, you know what, I'm hoping for the same thing. I want to see game 7. I'm already hyped as can be, but obviously yesterday was a little different, a story that we haven't seen from these two, where Team Liquid Citadel took it home 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't even particularly close in a couple of instances there.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Again, it's going to be a new day. And man, again, if you expect, hey, Mantis first bans, no, that's out the window. These Gambit players and Cooper Valentina are not going to be able to be getting what is one of the better strats or best strats when it comes to the kit in the game. It's all about the answer. How do they answer what Days can do flexibility wise and the comps they want to run around it?
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing them because I think both teams now, to me, have really shown so many different unique comps that I'm not sure what they're going to start out as. Depends on the map. Obviously, we're going to domination first, folks, and then it changes from there. Depending on the loser, obviously, that's just their choice. It's just kind of how it works. Best of 7 here, first to 4. First time we will be seeing that in this tournament. So now you really are downloading these teams. These teams scrim together all the time. They know their strengths and weaknesses, but I guarantee you there are comps and things that they are running behind the scenes to ensure that that specific team does not know them. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to seeing.
And whether you're a Rivals watcher or player, I mean, there's so much to pick up from how they play the game as a team, which maybe your cup teams won't be able to emulate that, but as individuals, and that's one thing to look at. They play so well separately and together. Coach Fox says, hey, they've got all the mechanical talent. We think we have the macro talent and the big understanding, and that's where we're going to win. And so they're looking at the cerebral side of things to try to get that victory. No Professor X in the game yet, but they think they have it there in Coach Fox. And, buddy, I mean, I got to say, it's crazy because when you... There's no answer is the main problem to the ban line of TLC, man. I mean, like, you give them anything and they'll just take something else.
Yeah, that was the kind of major change we saw last time going around. You know, the target now was they wanted to remove the Gambit. They didn't want to deal with Gambit on either side. That was like the new priority. They knew both of the backlines could run Gambit to a next level extent. Mantis then was played a lot in the game. We started seeing some weird stuff. We've seen Blade. We saw a ton of Groot to counter some of the triple from Vanguards that we had never really seen Groot from, although I'd seen Kraz run Groot a few times. I'd never really seen Vess on the Groot, and Vess looked really good. So that's a testament to the stuff that we're talking about, where it's like, they're running stuff that we don't even expect. So they really can't be banned out because there's stuff that they are willing to have that no one knows about.
And listen, folks, I know you might be wondering, where is the land? Where are we going to find all these regions, all these teams clashing together? You've been waiting for this moment. And well, July 7th, the Dev Vision, Guang, of course, is going to be announcing where the midseason final is going to be and where we're going to see the clash of all these titans and where we're going to have what is, I think, going to be the best land that we have had yet. So buckle up, get ready for that, and be sure not to miss hello, Guang here, our GOAT, Marvel Rivals Jesus, as I like to call him, Ship.
G2, the GOAT. I mean, everybody loves and knows the name. I'm looking forward to that. So make sure you tune into the Dev Vision, get an inkling of where it's going to be. But I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a ton of fun. Again, I think this LAN is going to be intense. The talent from Rivals has only gotten more, just not only just diverse in terms of hero pool, but just good at the game. The understanding has just gotten better and better.
Yeah, really tight. I mean, if you look at the teams coming, there's like really no weak ends. And so I'm telling you, this might be just competitive standpoint wise, the best that we've had. And that's what just has me colored excited. Now, our first map, Celestial Husk, which I would say out of the domination maps is definitely on the side of some of the ones that people don't love. There's a couple maps within it that are a bit awkward when it comes to high ground to low ground and just keeping the team healthy and alive. Last time these two teams fought, it was at Hell's Heaven, a much different map with different bans, Shib. So if you want to talk about a fresh start for this BO7, this is one way to do it.
Agreed. This map is far more open. It's it plays well with Andro, it plays well with Venom on certain locations of this map. This is, it's got its strengths and weaknesses. There are tight corridors, but it's nothing like Hell's Heaven in terms of just like these heavy packed snowbally locations. There's a lot more room to play and flank and engage, and that's the kind of stuff we'll likely see from these comps here, shifted maybe more towards the dive front, and then you likely will have that Cyclops as a solo hit scan duelist. That's all on the table, but again, they're trying to pull out all the stops here. Maybe it's going to be totally different than what we've seen from these teams in the past, and that's the beauty of Marvel Rivals right now.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Paulie said yesterday, I guess if they want to try to get a map off us, then it would be with the fastball special, and Kraz, he's just absolutely chomping at the bit to play the Gambit God, throwing days at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I don't think that will be allowed. That is definitely a game plan that we saw going forward from 100 Thieves to what TLC did yesterday. And you can now feel the nerves a bit more. You just got a nice W. You're nice and warmed up. TLC got to watch, do their homework as well, but also warm up on their end as we see Energy locked in, Speeder in the back, the two duelists looking to get it done as we start our pick and ban. And wouldn't you know, Gambit off the table.
Yeah, exactly like we said from what we saw yesterday. Gambit removed from both sides, but TLC says get rid of the Daredevil. I don't want my flanks to be called out in terms of location, and that's a smart play there. The Wolverine might be coming up soon, but you got to lock that Mantis to match it right back into Swamp, and that's just what, again, is pretty much a testament to yesterday, including the dive removal.
Yeah, and yesterday what they did is they saved the Mantis first, which is exactly the same route they're going, but the save on Swamp side was Rocket. So they've swapped that to the Mantis. That later got banned, and they ended up banning Ultron next. This time they're going on to Loki. So changing up, obviously getting rid of the team up there, as Loki got saved by TLC Ship in that second slot, and that was all but finished from that point on, right? Because we know what Vest can do on the tree, baby.
Yeah, and you have an answer if they try to match the tree back if you have Loki available. Those crystals we talk about being so valuable because when you use the domain, it's essentially an alt cancel button, especially into tree, because it's so hard to look up and burn all the crystal locations. We even saw that with Valentina again earlier into 100 Thieves on their domination, just placing the strategic Lokis so that the crystals were unburnable, and then your team is just virtually immune, as we see the save in here and the removal of Wolverine, which we had no doubt was coming through.
So TLC, funny enough, is the only thing they changed is who they saved, right? If you banned out the Loki, we're going to save the Ultron. And then on the other side, Swamp Gaming swapping everything up. Hey, Paulie's a one trick. Get rid of the cap. Oh, no. The Venom was an effing problem. We know that, buddy. So they're going to obviously forego the cap ban, and they're going to go with Luna Snow in the back end, which I think is a smart choice. Obviously, TLC didn't play Luna Snow last time anyway, but always a solid hit there for so much of what they can do with the Loki save on the ladder.
Well, the tricky thing is yeah, you got the cap through now for TLC, but also the Ultron pocket on cap with that drone is actually next level. That is truly enabling that hero, and especially with the damage boost on a hero that can pump out so much damage so quickly with quick attacks if you played properly. So that is going to be a problem, able to farm out a little bit faster with that damage boost too. It's another thing to worry about. How will they answer it? What's the comp going to be to know that that is coming? We'll see here as they're floating their ideas, and we're heading into map 1.
Now, it depends on the map, right? Because these are three very different maps the way they play. This one is somewhat well-liked from the pros. You know, it's an interesting, awkward high ground looking front to back as we look at the background of this map. But looking at the main point that we'll get to, is one considered that people do like in the way that you could play both dive and what looks like an air raid from what would be Speedery on the torch. Now, we saw Speedery flex it a little bit there in Wakanda. Ultron drone ready, buddy. Nothing wrong with rolling this out the gate.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Scatter on that rogue has been something that I think is definitely becoming a problem. Damage boosted by Forky. Valentina likely going to switch here. Yeah, just using that. Oh, they do have the team up too, so that's going to be big with those crystals. But let's see what it looks like as we have now Days on the Rockets. The triple comp backline match just a little bit differently. Speedery's going to be in the sky with the torch. The first pick is going to be ever important, but right now, just kind of do-si-do and playing it slow.
Yeah, good luck trying to get through that cavern. He put the prison there because if they walk through that and he hits a fireball, they're going to be deleted from the video game. Now, quickly, Speedery with that damage buff as well. Going to make use of those fireballs. If you do use the dash, you get a reload instantly. Chef going to go in with the dive in. A little bit aggressive there, and you're going to have to wait another 10 seconds for yet another assassination. But again, look for that dash. It's an instant reload, so fire that primary and see what you get.
You know, we talk about movement, but you really do see it on a flyer, especially when Speedery's on that flyer. It's just, I don't think we've seen Speedery get hit once yet, and that is a problem that will continue to reign as goodbye to Valentina. Speedery starts off with 1. Numbers up now for TLC as they're maintaining presence on this point. I might see 2, we do. 3 goes down as Vess is staying on that strange.
Yeah, it's the king of 5v6, man. I mean, you just always get that first pick to open up, and then they fold from there. And, dude, I mean, 1 fireball, 2 fireballs can get rid of anything. You land down, you fire the primary immediately, and you can even get rid of a blade instantaneously. They're going to have to maybe get scatter on an Angela, something to deal with this kind of air raid that they've got going on. Kraz now on the Hulk, which we haven't seen him if Wolf is not on the table. And you know why, buddy? That's Hulk smash and land on the torch. It's a good weakness.
Yeah, trying to get up there and just get that tackle out of the sky consistently, being a nuisance here. Bubbles are going to help too with some of that dive potential that you do have on Torch. But right now, Calm, Cool, and Collected, the same position they'd like to hold this whole time. Stick on the high ground here. Utilize the flyers to make it difficult for them to see through that alleyway. The Sia gets bursted right in the center. Not sure they're going to be able to burst it in time, about half HP. What an exile there from Kraz, who's on the chase. Match back by the boundary. And I see another with the Glartrox. Doesn't look like it gets enough. The Feast of the Abyss from Polly is able to find Valentina, and another go down. And wow, Swamp have used everything to no avail. TLC still has 4 ults to boot.
Yeah, I mean, 4 ults, and they have every single thing that they need to protect this point more as Nova goes up, and out goes the Tornadoes. Energy going to find the pick in the back line. Those Tornadoes are absolutely flying. No one is safe, Shib. TLC is looking like they're picking up right where they left off yesterday.
Yeah, Speedery's looking like the final boss of a dungeon right now. Still holding on with a huge ult. Just that pocket again, the pocket in the sky here from Energy has been so difficult to find value through, especially when you have Invisible Woman to give you that shield whenever you're in dire circumstances. It's just a huge problem here. As on top of the damage boost, you also have a drone. There is so much. It's going to take so much to get Speedery out of the sky.
I love these lines that he's using for the prisons. Instead of going more the square tactic, it's just like, hey, get everybody heated up here in this thing, as now diving through is going to be Kraz, man. It's just got to try to land. If you can get on top of Torch, he's hard to survive through the punches, but no. Speedery finds yet another pick with the primary. Goodbye as the shotgun blast, and now forced with the soul resurgence as Valentina, man, cannot find relief.
Yeah, huge tackle there from Kraz, cleaned up by Daze onto Energy, and that'll change the tides of things just a little bit. Forky going to have ult available with Scatter, and now it looks like Swamp should be able to retake point here. Or anything crazy on the picks, I don't know. Scatter trying. Wow, Kraz goes down to literal 10 HP. The boundary has to get forced out. Nero matches it right back, and we have a Venn diagram as the eye goes out. Can they clean up somebody? It looks like not quite yet. Sight Guy alive. Goodbye to Speedery.
They finally put down and get the fire extinguisher as Veswa is just showing why. Both the flex tank and duelist of this team. Oh, nice little flip and style points. 10s across the board. They're held up here for that Glartrox. Not going to find anything from it, though. And just going back and forth between these targets. Got to find one that they can pick off. Proc and the shields is nice. Over time, ticking down. 12% to the name ship. They're going to need a miracle to get hold on.
Yeah, I'll give the Glartrox a 7-5. No picks, you know? But hey, Vess is able to take out Kraz, and this is actually the 3rd pick in a row here from Vess on this Strange. Really getting value with that team up. And there's the eye, but that gets blocked by the invisible shield for that moment. And still, it's going to be a battle on this point. Everybody using every cooldown. No ults available. It's all about the neutral pick now. Who gets the first one? Oh, and it could be on this front line. What a play by Vess to find Scatter. Speedery is going to take out Forky in the first map. Goes to TLC.
That, dude, and you can't even Hulk ult there because it's iframes that then don't count as a point presence, right? So it's like just left to jump out of there and call it. Man, it's wild. It just feels like they can flex to whatever is needed from them as we take a look at the stats. And yeah, 5 finals there from Speed. Buddy, Paulie picking up Venom and just get the value town that's coming there. Truly, again, he's the mayor.
Yeah, it's just such a similar play style to Cap. I mean, you can really, and honestly, it's Cap without needing to escape and plan routes. It's Cap with a constant answer, constant beef, just a million HP. I do think Cap has a little more, you know, not only style points, a little better ult, and can play more aggressively on the back lines and really follow up well, but I think Venom is essentially a brick wall. And when you play at this level of play like Pauly and you're able to master something like Venom, you are going to be an issue for this back line, and he's looking like it.
Well, finally, we have the two counters that I was looking for. You know, having Angela there and the Star-Lord. Those are the two the best. I would say, like, lower rank is Spider-Man could be a nuisance, right? But those two is a quick way, because if you can get that out of the sky, they lose so much of that damage. There's really nothing left once you get that big heat rolling. Ult economy-wise, though, they're still looking on top, bud. They have 2, 3 that are about to roll around the corner with energy and speedery. So Swamp is going to have to win fast and quick and maybe get a pick.
And we go once more, forcing out a Hulk here. Savage Hulk of Craze looking for anyone, but that target's going to be Vess, who's in dire need of help here, but will pay for goodbye, and it's answered right back, though, by Speedery and Pauly in the chaos. The rest comes through from Forky Dog. Numbers are even now with 5v5 on this point. No ult's going to be able to be launched as Valentina goes down with that resurgence, and at the moment, TLC are about 75% on the cap. Speedery going to find another as Pauly and Speedery back-to-back once more find a final.
Yeah, bro, good luck staying on that point with the old just cooking the whole thing like a frying pan. Melophobia gonna get Pauly out, so getting those tanks, right, and farming on the tanks early, but not able to get much from it. Now going to have the legendary, which is gonna be quick work of Speedery, but that 15, the dash that has changed now on Torch has helped him so much in that survivability. 15 meters to go ship that you can quickly get into a direction for safety. Oh, we're seeing it pop it there, though, and so we'll see how the Ultron hit is going to go with energy. He's going to try to follow up his teammate, and just like that, here comes the Soul Resurgence. Wouldn't be surprised if the Legendaries control it.
Yeah, nice match back here by the boundary after the Resurgence, like you're calling out, Bud, as we see the dance floor come out for, Forky, but somehow Cooper is able to find Craze through that. Kraz goes down and comes right back. Excuse me, the Scatter now drops energy, and the tides are turning here for Swamp, who have ult advantage for the moment. Trying to find a second pick, but somehow no one goes down through the Legendary. Looking at Kraz now, who's taking the height and owning it, but the point is still in TLC's control.
He's going to get the best of the Speeder. That's one way to nail down a flyer, is pin it with the spear now. Going to get the CEO rolling as well. That's popped and broken. So this point in time, they got to get this point, but it seems impossible, Ship. I mean, they're so sticky to get rid of. Vest with the Agamotto any moment as well. What do you do here as Melo does find Pauly? That should give him the cap shortly.
That's a good take again, but 70% here. This is just really clean holding. Swamp doing everything right, but just not right enough, it feels like, as they can't get this control. Vest in a tough spot, but still somehow at like 75% HP. Incredible focus by that back line. And there's the eye once again. Does that one land? It looked like it could be dangerous. Yes, goodbye to Forky. Scatter answers it back onto Vest, though. Forky comes back from the BRB, so value in Swamp's favor, but it's 93% here for Team Liquid Citadel. Will they get to 99?
Yeah, crack the champagne. If you stop it before 99, I guess is what they're hoping for. And they do. Look at that, folks. 98%. But yeah, man, at what cost, right? At what cost? What did it take? Thanos said everything. You're looking at it 90, 80, 87 towards the back end. The most important ults are ready to go, but see how they can get this value from probably more aggressive invincible boundary, right? Maybe is how they choose to take it, or with energy. I guess it could go either way. But man, right now, TLC can just play way more comfortable as a supernova going up and out of the sky.
Yeah, Speedery trying to force out something here, but instead it pulls out Melophobia. There goes Valentina with the Soul Resurgence. The idea is Pauly could try to get an ult here to counteract Forky if he can get to that 100% number. Use that healing reduction to burst through, but no, the teams are just going to force it out and play safe. Val with a nice pick onto energy is going to put Swamp back up in numbers, gaining towards 40% to the 98 of Team Liquid Citadel, and it looks like the control will slow up here as TLC regroups.
Yeah, I mean, Valentina's doing a great job getting these picks on the Flyers early. That's 2 times now she's gotten the Ultron out of the way and out of the sky. I mean, that and Scatter, that's going to be the main 2 that need to focus here. But we are getting Torches out and gone. So the fire has been put out finally, and that's going to really relieve a lot. But that might have a comp change later on. They'll have to win another fight, 50% and up climbing. But look out for this beast, man. They usually combine that with the extermination. Not going to be able to with the freeze coming in from Forky Dog. Nice work there.
Yeah, we're going to see energy drop 1, but the res comes back to BRB, consistently getting value, matched with a ton of ults as Cooper brings him in with a resurgence. Pauly goes down with a feast, trying to slow up the back line, takes out Valentina. Pauly cannot be stopped. Vest is able to get a second. Can Pauly find even more? What a dive there, using that easy swing to get up in the sky fast, and that's going to be the point. Team Liquid Citadel have done it. First map is theirs.
Brother, it's pretty hard to bring people into the mud when you can just build the fortress and the Citadel on top. I mean, Team Liquid looking very polished and not skipping a beat. I mean, it's not just that they have flexibility in the heroes, but depending on the map, right? They utilize so much of that environment on that first bit there with Torch, and they're able to just show their flexibility to the max degree, not just in the pick bans, but where they play to get the biggest advantage.
Yeah, that was a fun one to witness. Again, we talked about those unique comps, and I think we saw one, the full flyer support, hard pocket, the raid boss Speedery. Let him just deal that damage. Will things change? Will the ban phase change? We'll find out on the next map choice going to Swamp after this break.
청우의 시간. I outnumber you. Your powers are mine!
Assemble! Sorry, soldier.
Tides will rise and fall. Be the unwavering force that refuses to wash away. Check out these new skins that are out now, chat. You've got the Captain America Seaside Sentinel, Loki Seaside Siren, and White Fox's Coastal Kamiho. Big fan of those skins, man. The summer skins with the change in ultimates. I like the look of it, especially the strange one. That one's obviously not the newest, but the way it can shift, the way the ultimate abilities looks, been a big fan of that.
Absolutely, man. We saw that strange a couple times from Vest, the flower on top as the eye opens and closes the door there on the hopes and domination. You know, Fox says, hey, domination's not our weak point at all. It's just that, well, TLC, they're the best at it. They're the best in domination. So it's hard to beat, who is right now the best in that game mode. Lucky for them, though, it's best of 7, and there's a lot of maps in between. Now, last time Shift, they did take it to Yggdrasil to try to, even the odds. Wasn't exactly that, and they were kind of figuring things out with the pick ban phase. But now with that figured out, where do they want to take it, and what do they do, Ship? Because let's be honest, right then Swamp felt every inch of what the mountain is ahead of them in this matchup of TLC.
Yeah, like you said, though, I mean, again, domination for them has just never been, well, compared to TLC, like you're saying, has never been their strong point. Last time they matched up, TLC only won the Doms until the final match, Game 7, where they're able to bounce back. Like, that is a testament to how good they are at Dom, and how Swamp can also be very good at Convoy and Convergence. But it depends on where they take it. I mean, again, it seems like they like these unique maps that maybe aren't selected as much. This could be one of those decisions they've made that they haven't done before, where it could be a map we haven't had a lot of experience on. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing something different, maybe.
Well, listen, guys, you could give the MVP to pretty much anybody on that team on that one. But as we take a look at what you just missed there in Celestial Husk, it will be going on over to Paulie. And again, you know him as the Captain America. He came out with the shield. I mean, there's so many stories about the Cap here. But guess what, bud? This guy can play anyone and anything. And you said it best. You know, we've seen a lot of Venom play, but the execution to perfection, not just to be like a cooldown ability waster. He's gotten all that value out of the symbiote.
Yeah, he was going into 3v1s and finding value. That's huge. Even with Ultimate, yeah, granted, he was using ults to find those picks. It is very hard to do that in a triple comp, and it seemed like that was the case. So absolutely beating the allegations, being a one-trick maybe here, as we can look at the stat line across the board. A lot of things to highlight. The composition that I just really loved from TLC there. Anything major standing out to you, my friend?
Oh, man, just that it's so funny. I mean, Valentina and Forky, they just are so hard to fall from other teams, have great survivability numbers, but it just seems like they are absolutely hunted, man, when it comes to trying to stay alive in this thing. And it comes from just such an aggressive play, not only obviously from what we saw in the air from Speedery, but it's Paulie. How do you stop Paulie in the back line without committing too much of what you're throwing up in the front line?
It's a tough answer. I mean, like a lot of the stuff that kind of works into that heavy anti-brawl stuff or anti-dive stuff is like not that meta right now. I mean, dive can be good, but it's not like the mainstay. I'll argue the comp that they were running, they had height issues as well as the dive issues. Obviously, Speedery made the change there at the very end, but the Human Torch was drawing so much focus, and there was so much protection on Torch that it was difficult for them. They weren't really looking at Paulie's engaging all the time. It was just a really good composition.
And dude, I know this sounds crazy because if you ban, like, we're not going to see a Venom ban, are we? But if you look at one common denominator over the last 4 games now, 4 is Paulie has been feasting on the Abyss over there. And it's like, okay, if you ban that, it's just going to be Cap, but at least it's a different look, right? Like, I don't know. It's again, this is what we kind of led into. You could take out one, leg of or head of the Hydra, and the 2 more shall take its place. In Paulie's case, it's like heroes.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think you can ban the Venom because I think it's kind of a wasted ban. I think the Cap is just such an equal answer, if not better. I think he just kind of wanted to showcase the Venom. I think Venom is also really good in some of those maps. So the idea was to get confident on Venom in case it goes to the map where you can just stall for days, and he just plays that well there. So good decision, looking good. I'm with you, though. I don't think it's even worth it, man. Another head's going to pop up. He's got to find a way to potentially counter what they just showed you.
Yeah, so we got our map 1, and it went to Yggdrasil's path last time, and I don't want to say that they don't want to go back to Asgard. Of course, by the way, me and you missed that map. Like, finally, the map's played.
I know,
it was done
dude.
in 30 seconds, bro. They're taking it to Spider Island, which, hello, first-time map in a minute here, but we will be going on over there, and, this is a very interesting map in the way that it's played. Point 2 is pure chaos, but it's not the easiest point 1 to get either.
Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, it just seemed like TLC's kind of found something. They kicked it into overdrive, and they haven't been stopped. It's been 4 straight maps now. And I'm with you. Even on Yggdrasil, they held point 1, right? Like, that's just something that they've been doing. They've been stopping teams point 1 early on. Almost did it on Yggdrasil, almost did it on Burn Into as well. Like, and that's their map, Burn Into T'Challa. Almost held on point 1, instead held on point 2. It's like this team is undefeatable right now. And what needs to happen is Swamp needs to find one map, get the momentum in their favor, and see if they can ride that through.
Yeah, and it's like, do they put all the priority on just protecting Daze and freeing that up? But they tried that yesterday in map 2. Guess what? Hey, Wolverine save out the gate. Then they ban the Hulk, and then the fastball is gone. So you do have Daze doing his thing on Logan, but what cost? Because then you lose out on the rest of that backline, and they're going to make you punish, right? They're going to get rid of a lot of the key things that you want on that side. Right now, if they want a big shot in this, Melophobia's got to be playing the game of his life alongside Daze, trying to find that value and really contest what has been that off-flex king in Speedery.
Yeah, but it's tough when you're going into Energy's hit scan ability, too. I think Melophobia is one of the best hit scan players we've seen in the Americas region, and I think so is Energy, right? And Energy has been a star so far, so that's where it gets a little more dicey. It's just a pretty even matchup. Definitely have rounds where they look stronger into each other. But it's very hard to have that, like, you know what I mean, like GOAT level play, that LeBron flu game when you're going against somebody who's up there in talent as well. As we're looking at some of these bands, very similar stories so far.
Yeah, so Swamp, again, went with the Wolf Protect the last time. Going to go towards the Mantis this time, and not much has changed. TLC is going to instead, with that Mantis Free, get rid of, get rid of Daze. Like, we saw what happened when you gave Daze in Midtown. He was able to really carry a lot of that backline help. Not this time. Not going to happen against TLC. Loki and Ultron going to be banned. That was similar to yesterday. It was Wolf for the last slot there to try to make it a one-sided Wolf. Don't know if they'll go with that because TLC is not even going to let Daze. It's the same game plan, man. It's like, okay, Daze, we've heard Fox say that you could play Bucky, Star-Lord. We're going to have to see it.
Exactly. As we see here, the save of Cyclops. Luna Snow going to be banned out. This is a little bit of a change here for the backline. They don't want Luna's pressure. Ultron locked in for Swamp. It's a change in pace here. This is something that's slightly different, but we're going to find out if it's enough in a moment.
All right, going more with the dive protection. I mean, but then what you get from here is, what they're trying to get rid of is the whole Nero, the Fox team up, right, with Luna and giving TLC that. Talk about disruption of ultimates. I don't think I saw an Agamotto go out yesterday because it's like, oh, hey, take a charm, take a freeze. Good luck ever getting something off between these two and the CC that they have between them. Loki being that last ban for TLC, I think it's a solid pick, obviously, when you have Mantis in that lineup. They're trying to prevent Ultron for days, Mantis, obviously, and then having Valentina do what she does so well on the Loki. So somewhat similar, somewhat different. Spider Islands definitely, though, should mix in the chaos a little bit.
Agreed. Let's see now what they're trying to run off rip. I think we're going to see a lot based on the defense that TLC wants to run. They showed us that they're still willing to run like some sort of triple. Sometimes it's honestly been like a 2-1-3 comp, and that is exactly what we're going to see here. I like these picks on the defensive side. They're going to have group Penny, so we might see some combination of the wall defense, but the attacking side's really where things need to be different, and I'm liking the idea. It's get back in the sky yourself a little bit, help with the Penny play, not stress over it too much, but is it going to be enough? And Melophobia solo duelist style into this very defensive bunker comp with Nero on the Fox. And I will say Nero's Fox has still looked good. I think Fox as a whole is kind of taking a step back with the entirety of like full dive comp. It's kind of been dying a bit, but Nero has seemingly still found value with it. And again, I mentioned this early on. I think Nero's one of the few Fox players that just dives with dive all the time, although there's not going to be a lot of that on this comp.
Ooh, I like this. Melophobia has got the swimsuit out, looking for days there, or looking up in the sky for what could have been a flyer comp, but either way, not going to find that. And buddy, you got the Star-Lord down. I was going to say it's pretty tough to get value at a penny on this first point in this first kind of bin, but probably already going to find that pick nice and early, bud.
Yeah, and the BRB's burned quickly. Not a bad look here. Like you said, it is tough when teams just know how to play into it, but it's very tricky depending on location of the spawner. Already seems to be hit just a bit. Right now, teams just stalling, playing slow, identifying comps to get comms out and try to think through a game plan as the dive comes through from Scatters consistently. Nice tackle there. Pulls in two. Energy goes down. Valentina gonna find the first pick that will not be rezzed here, and Swamp starts moving.
Yeah, I like this Angela pick because you can just kidnap over and over, right? Like, if you want to play behind bunker, okay, I'll go ahead and take you to my team on the shish kebab. Valentina, rotate over, got the damage up, putting the trust in herself with those numbers now, and quickly they're going to try to get this cart now on theirs, push it forward through Main Street. I like this game plan of attack. Get Polly out of here nice and early. There's another kidnap ship and another deck.
Scatter's on a rampage right now. That's like 5 huge pulls consistently, 4, but with 5 poppies. So Scatter's on one, cannot be stopped. Great movement. Now looking for Energy, who will fall too. Scatter is actually him right now and still maintaining this, but the point is being bunkered down on, and the portal's going to come out. What a strategy here from TLC. Scatter going to be enough.
I mean, how you win war, buddy, take away the airspace, and that's what's happening right now. Angela Airways just hunting for heads at this moment. Now Melophobia going to have that legendary, deciding to go from the sky. There goes the Sia, trying to find the best from it. Going to go and get energy out now. Speedery, buddy, making this now. Oh my, 5 pace. He wants the full ace now. What did I say, man? Melophobia's got to play. Disgusting.
That's what we're talking about when we say using the combination. Rocket alts into a strat alt. Notice how he found 5 through the boundary and shut down the boundary. That is the power of Rocket on a team like this. Swamp is built different on this attack. 2 minutes for the final push, but TLC did a good job stalling while they could.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we saw what you did up in the sky. We're going to offer the same with Ultron and the one wing Angel here. Now, you see that we are going to have at least a Soul Resurgence into a Glarchuk shortly from Energy. Speedery, though, gets that pick on Scatter. Finally slowing it down. The Rocket available up and healthy once again. He's just going to continue to get all that presence down, get rid of what has been such the nuisance in Pauly. Speeder going to keep it up nice and healthy. There goes the extermination, though, and Daze finds himself back in the spawn.
Yeah, it's going to look like Scatter with... Ooh, I was going to say with ult available. Might try to make something play. They can slow it down, but no. Is going to pay for it. Valentina goes down, too. Everyone is falling back to the door. That was crazy movement. And, you know, we can act like that was a normal thing to do. Energy is so good, but has Glartrox in hand.
There's so many times I watch Energy, I'm like, sure. Like, absolutely played another game, man. I'm over here playing Hello Kitty Island compared to whatever Energy does in the DPS department. But yeah, taking a look, man, it's going to be tough. You got 52 seconds here. There's so much go against because when you got rid of that penny comp now, they've been able to adjust in such a better role. Here comes Heaven falling up from above. They've got to find something here. As Best, though, is the one that finds the most. Ship, this is dangerous territory now at 39 seconds left.
Wow, it is getting insane right now. Energy finds Daze. Still walking forward on a Val who pays for it, and everyone is down. 28 seconds. We're getting into final fight. Melophobia with ultimate. Not going to be able to be combined. There's going to be plenty of answers for Team Liquid Citadel. If you're looking at ult charge and ult advantage, this is Team Liquid Citadel's fight to lose on point one. This team has adapted, and they are learning.
I mean, just again, welcome to the best hits camp, best duelist in America in Energy. Having every bit of the name, living up to a dash in, dash out. Another elimination secured. Melophobia has that legendary. Try to find a pick. If he can get even one here, we'll get plenty of that opening. Pauly being the nuisance as always. Finds the target, knows exactly where he's going. Reading it like a book right now, Shiv. Time is ticking over for time. Golden bar getting slimmer. Gotta find the right. I love the patience here, Shiv, for the Forky Dog potential ult.
Yeah, it's really smart. This is well played by Swamp. They need to combine here because there is going to be the invisible boundary answer. Vest is looking for an ult, though, which could be game-winning. There's the boundary. It's going to be Matt. Melophobia goes off. Valentina launches, but they are going to commit the Sia at the same time. Vest finds Val through ult. Now the Sia goes out. Is that enough? Val comes back with the BRB. Numbers still even. Now up for Swamp. Can they move forward? Daze is able to find one with Kraz, and Val gets a second pick. Daze with a third. Pauly trades, but it won't be enough. But I still think there's potential for a touch.
I mean, the point is just drowning. Vest is just getting so much value. Pauly to boot as well with the Feast of the Abyss. Time is ticking. They're able to move on, surviving that with so much frontline presence. Here comes the Sorcerer Supreme, putting out the portal. They're going to have another fight here, Shiv, and it's going to be dangerous as they have plenty coming up around. Speedery, though, going down is actually a massive pick for this fight.
Yeah, we're going to see now as the portal comes through. Overtime is down to a sliver. You cannot leave this point and have it get capped in reverse. So resurgence from Speedery. There is no answer. Energy finds Forky. They're trying to shut down map 2. Can they do it? Numbers still 5v6. Speedery boosting up Team Vest, still standing on this point like a statue looking for the flight. The movement is disgusting by Scatter, who goes down. Will they be able to end this here? 2 fall as Pauly takes out Daze. The Feast goes under for the stall from Kraz, and they are still holding this thing.
This is my swamp now, says Vesua on the tree, just absolutely planting himself by force as Energy pops up the eye, pumps a big one now, the Venom goes down, Kraz, hungry for life, you're not gonna find it, it's the Vanguards in every rich roll and way, Shib. Masterclass.
Wow. That is insane, folks. That is I mean, it's just such clean Marvel rivals from both sides. Almost making it work there for Swamp, but it's by no means over. Everybody tune in, lock in. This can be held. But look at these stat lines. Vest on top on that Groot, 14 and 2. Melophobia with 18.8 there. It is going to be obviously heavily influenced by the Sia combination and Val giving that damage boost. But either way, this whole team's, everybody across the board stat lines looking solid. It's just a matter of team play at that point.
Brother, when did Groot get a team up that he never dies? Like, what, what was that? Vest just, I mean, again, get out my swamp on his own terms. Absolutely crazy. And just can be so tough because they had such a window of opportunity. Got rid of the gimmicks of, you know, penny play. Only picked that up the last group stage and was not able to find the success. They're going to have the thing highlighted here. Obviously, you know, buddy, that right-click counters like half the roster in the game at times.
Dude, I'm just loving
What
this
was
play.
that, dude?
It is just so crazy back and forth here right now. The comp switch being showed in the attack. It looks like Thing is in the idea. The idea there is simply for likely the fastball special to get Speedery out there. We might see Nero commit with Speedery off a portal. That would be crazy. We'll see if that is the idea. The fully commit on that backline. Vest now making the switch after the throw on a Speedery who was trying to flank, but I don't believe made it.
Yeah, so going to get around this early turn and scatter right now. Just getting hunted, Shib. I mean, talk about the airways being safe. Like, no, not even close. Everybody eyes to the sky as you now see the leader of the X1 Energy going up, using that mobility like it's just second nature and finding that value instantly. Valentino, though, getting the pick on Vest. That could have come in handy last point. But now going to go ahead and continue to push forward even with the pick 5v6. Be back in no time. Ooh, kidnap.
We're going to see. Oh, kidnap. Oh, he's getting as Energy presses forward, we're going to see Speedery trying to handle some of this dive, is able to stay healthy for the moment. Cooper down about 50%. Both teams kind of stalling. Again, figuring each other out. It's kind of how it works here on Convoy and Convergence maps. Or you can just get deleted. Nero able to transcrash. Not a lot of escape opportunity there after the dive, but the rest is available from Forky. The value of that rocket shining ever more. Both teams sixed up and still hold it for the moment.
Yeah, the cooldown's always ready, man. Energy gets kidnapped, just gets the beam right out of there. Speedery Vest, the green team, fine too. And right now, Shib, with 2 minutes 48, got to get that portal back quickly. They can find themselves in the same advantage as TLC just did. But right now, it's kind of staggering on decision-making here. You lose 2, what are you going to do? Shib, it's time to, I would say, force the pressure. They maybe just saving it for the last fight.
Yeah, I mean, that first off, that doorway, if they're trying to enter there when you've got Groot set up like that, is just a guaranteed problem. But you can see the re-engage going to be coming from height. The dive comes in early, but look at that HP immediately almost gets deleted. That is such good focus. Kraz somehow is able to find Cooper. Really good work there by Kraz on the engage. Nero's going to fall from Melaphobia, who's looking for even more here. Does have that drone damage boosted up for the moment. And that's going to be a sweep on the return from Swamp. Really huge play from them, but still plenty of time on the clock.
That's super clean, man, because they didn't use much at it. Obviously, the legendary. Would have liked to see Elsa from Melaphobia here. I feel like that would be really good against the comp that going up against Shib. But either way, gets the most of Peter Quill. And looking at it, I mean, they're going to have everything. Dude, this will be the Infinity War. I mean, look at absolutely every check mark to the name ready for TLC side, and the defense side of SG will have it as well as Ultron starts first.
We're going to see the drive back here from Daze. Ult's available for Forky as the Sia goes out. No combination. Going to help with that. Kraz could go under with the feast to make something happen. Val immediately has to answer as the Sia has insane focus. Vez trying to look for a strangling for an opportunity. Yes, there's the boundary from Cooper as the answer's no strat line now for Swamp. They need to hold on through huge Vanguard ults. Can they get this done?
Well, I mean, they're surviving through just the onslaught as you see and hear the names. Energy, though, does find Valentino. Oh, no. Vest to Forky Dog at this point. Gonna have to now just try to stay alive. The hunting. This is why you pick up this man in free agency. Vest, the best at it on the tree, finds more. The desperation portal coming out from Forky Dog. Will it be enough time, Shib? Body blocks coming shortly. Going over the rooftop. That's advantageous. Here's our last fight.
Oh, I don't even think they get... Oh, they do get here. I thought it was going to be a little too tight, but they touch. Still a few down. It looks like the fight will continue. They have enough time. 38 seconds. Swamp are not done yet here. Feast goes under from Polly. It is huge. It collides with the front line, but Melaphobia says it's not over yet. Looks at the back line. Keeps damage up, but nobody falls just yet. There's no answer for the moment. Good stalling, good retake. 24 seconds and a dream here for Team Liquid Citadel and Swamp, but now Swamp loses Daze. Polly finds that pick onto the back line. I believe it's a matter of time here as Vest looks to move forward. The dance from the shark that is Valentina. Is it gonna be enough? The cap cannot stall for long. Goodbye, as that's going to do it. Team Liquid Citadel find themselves in another map win.
Oh, man, with the old desperation swap on the Iron Fist. Tough to see, man. I mean, hey, they played as good as a response as you can. Even a team that doesn't show a ton of emotion. You got some smiles there. Vest certainly cracking an absolute big cheese for what was at display. I mean, you as a group player, buddy, that was something.
I love to see it. Yeah, I absolutely love to see it. I love the Vest at it. I don't hate that line at all. As this guy comes in with the Groot and looks incredibly strong. I think it was an absolute anchor there. Just dealing with a ton of raw damage. The idea with Groot is just locking down all those LOSs, those favorable ways into the point, and making it annoying to get there as a unit. He did a great job stalling. But coming out on top after it all is going to be Team Liquid Citadel for map 2. Keep it locked here as we head to map 3 right after this break.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to match number 3 between the two titans in the America region and ship. Doctor Strange saw 14,605 futures, and it only took one for the Avengers to come up on top. And right now, Swamp Gaming, they're trying to find their one, buddy. But we saw this last time when they did go against one another. It was 1-1, then TLC won 2 in a row, but then Swamp won 2 in a row. So there can be momentum. You gotta believe.
I absolutely believe in momentum. I think there's no doubt about it. I honestly, even on that fight right there, there were moments where I was like, oh, Swamp turns this around and it goes to a final portal potentially. And, you know, that didn't end up working out exactly like that. But both these teams are putting it all on the line. I think the defense there on that map was almost anyone's game. And although TLC is kind of really putting it to them on these early defensive strategies and these early defensive points, Swamp is matching it, just not quite to the level yet. But the MVP is going to Vest, and I love to see it.
I mean, man, this is what started the meme. Whenever Vest got signed, it was LeBron James, Michael Jordan. And it's like the whole team getting signed, because when you sign a player of this caliber, when you already have such, you know, you had a great Vanguard and Spark Chief, you bring in Vest as this off tank that, you know, I mean, do you not remember, man? It was like a year ago, I called you on the phone and I was like, man, this Vest kid is insane. And both of us together were just gassing him up. And this was back in the scene before, you know, even FlyQuest was kind of more well known. It just continued to excel, and it's hard to have that consistency as a player.
So the dude was only playing Swagnito. It was when he was on the Magneto grind only. He was just on a mag 24/7. We were like, this guy's got talent for sure. So you can see it now, switching up some of these heroes, pulling in the Rogue, which has been, you know, a priority target of bans a lot of the time, and then also able to play things like Groot now out of nowhere. So really big talent, huge pickup there by Team Liquid Citadel as we look at some of these stats across the board. Any major call-outs?
Yeah, I mean, the Iron Fist picture is hilarious to me. Obviously, last flash there, but no, looking at just kind of the value that they continue to get out of what Paulie does as a nuisance, man, it's like, what energy, what can he not do? The 10 final hits is obviously 9k different damage than Melophobia, but all that matters is getting those bodies in the spawn room, and that's what energy does best.
Absolutely here. And so, yeah, I mean, you can look at the finals across the board. Like you said, Energy 10, 13 from Vest, 7 from Poly. Speed had 4. But then, you know, it's on the lower side, on the side from Swamp. I think that was where their mistake was. I think they did a great job regrouping and getting to point and stalling, but you just don't want to be in that position where you're constantly, not necessarily staggering, but getting found out, getting caught out, and then forcing your team into 5v6, where ultimately they're going to lose somebody by the time you get there. It's again a 5v6, and they did a great job still making that work for a while. But it's nearly impossible to pull through on the final attack like that, especially if it's a 0.1 hold.
Well, you know what now, Shib? It's the old break glass in case of emergency. Is this when you get the Hall of the Jolly out, right? Like, you just go in and get Wakanda, your best map. And I get not picking it right away, right? Like, try to get a win on something like Spider Island, but this is where you have to. Yes, it's best of 7, but you have to even the odds here. We see it in every sport. You can't get down by too much, right? There's only so much you can overcome, especially when domination comes back into rotation, things like that. It just makes it that much harder. And as we take a look at the maps up and ready to go, the third map. Oh my! Hey, whoa!
I love it. Let's go.
Hold on. I've heard Fox and the slanderings of this map, man. How many times? Now, he'll say this. Point 1 is just you have to play front to back, man. But point 2 is one of the best in the game. It's obviously the gimmick mechanics of ult tracking. But are you joking me, man?
No, I absolutely love to see this. This is what I was talking about when I wanted to see a weird map, something they've been working on that they could pull out in time of need. Like I said, break the glass here. Shout out the coach and the entire squad of Swamp, who are going to try to, you know, shake up things a little bit. I don't think there's going to be a lot of practice here from TLC, so this might be what they need to move that momentum in their favor.
Yeah, well, listen, again, so point 1 is pure front to back. So it's going to favor a Groot comp, right? And just the way that they play, which, I mean, this is like to ban Groot here from what Vest has been able to put up, or protect the Wolf right away, is the way you have to plan about it. Because point 2, you can kind of make your own and handle it a few different ways. Heck, we might see Speed on Torch again. Here's the big bans, though, to decide the fate of what will be played.
Yeah, we're going to see the Gambit removal on both sides. Nothing major here just yet. Likely, this is where I want things to get a little different. But again, the map change might be enough. They definitely have weakness, you know, map-specific weakness. They're likely going to be banning out. We'll see if that changes their flow. The Mantis lock-in is no stranger so far. The Daredevil ban, this is the exact same situation we've seen in the first 2 maps.
And you can start to see the nerves here on the face of Swamp as... go ahead and get that Mantis locked in, so you can have the same thing rolling their way, which would mean we're going to get the Loki bans. There's the first one in right on schedule. And this team knows they got to win now. Their coach is telling them this is the most important match of them as a team since we've got their debut in 2026. Ban out, going to be the Wolverine. And so with that front to back, man, it scares me because you're really giving TLC kind of everything they want here.
Okay, this is a little different from TLC here. This isn't going to be the Cyclops lock-in. Instead, it's going to be the Luna. So that's the first change we've seen so far. Outside of that, it's been literally the exact same. If the Luna gets banned here, oh wait, it can't be, duh, because I got locked in. So this is where it has to be a difference from Swamp, and then finally they ended in a lock of Ultron of their own. So I think these last 2 will be the forced changes from Swamp. We'll see what their idea of the comp is going to be. Oh, goodbye to the group.
Dude, I'm telling you, bud, that was the only thing that was gonna give me hope, man. I'm not gonna lie. It feels, I don't know though, I would have like left the Loki. I don't know, it's kind of tough. But yeah, group being out of here is one thing. I think they wanted to see what the rest of their comps was going to look like. But hey, listen, you throw up a dart on the dartboard when it comes to the map pick, you might as well throw in the Vest ban. What a tip of the cap of respect.
Yeah, it's going to be forced into something else. And you know, you could run the Dry Rogue. Not necessarily sure that's going to be the case, because Dry Rogue isn't the best into triple. Can be aggro with maybe some damage boost and focus, but might see the mag come into play. The cap still on the table. There's a lot for the Vanguard line there of TLC. Swamp, they still have a lot of their front line that they're able to run too. Again, the target's just been consistently days here, which I think is a tip of the cap. It's a confidence boost. It's awesome, but it also must suck if you're days, right?
Exactly, man. I mean, hey, we saw the Days Walker here before. Maybe we get the Blade eventually. Vest is like, I guess I'll play Storm. That's how you how you know the lock-ins are definitely looking a bit different. Look at this defensive lineup here, man. And yeah, hell, oh, man, I was saying it for the memes. Nope. No, okay. Just the speed out. Just the quick speed out to get set up for Poly, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. That's definitely the idea for right now. Energy showing some crack and impact play. The defensive side is going to have Poly On the Penny, I think Paulie had openly admitted to just essentially running Penny in ranked 24/7 and apologized to everybody that he met in ranked early on, but now has gotten the hang of the hero, looking very strong, learned her very quickly. But now Swamp is going to be running pretty much what we saw from them before, but playing off the fact that they're going to have that Angela pull in, followed up potentially by Bucky.
I mean, we saw best player in the world for a while was the Penny player, right? The OTP on Penny. You know, don't sleep. Don't sleep on the mech. All right, Scatter. This is a very interesting Angela pick. I like it, though, to have that distraction in the back and Kraz up in the front. So we'll see as that Snowflake going to keep Angela nice and healthy. But guess what, man? I mean, they're just ready for it at all times because you got to get right through this Penny hit here. That's kind of why they're going to go with that Angela. Someone's going to break the nest. The group wall, best way to do it as they find their way going into the bunker.
Yeah, I think Bucky and Angie are pretty good into Penny because you just want to isolate Speedery. Almost gets caught there, and it threw me off to see Speedery on the White Fox, but joining that back, I was like, wait a minute, that has to be Nero. But no, it is not Nero on the Invis. They're playing very safe. The Mind Spawner immediately going to be deleted. Great focus by Swamp. I like how they're moving here. Calm, cool, collected, going in as a unit, and that's going to be the first pick this time from Energy, though.
Yeah, you know what? This is this is one of those two. Is if you fall early on offense, it just takes a whole world to reset, and you get a lot of portal plays early and often, kind of like how Wakanda is. Either way, Valentina gonna get that pick on Paulie, but at this point now with Vest going on the Strange, they already know gonna get back to safety early, bud. Yeah, but hey, does that not highlight Speedery perfectly? Just, I mean, showing that he can play just about anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we talked about the flex, like he's just a flex savage. The guy just really can play whatever, and they're confident in it. The team just is okay with it, and that's what you need. You need confidence in your teammates. Scatter moving forward off the back of the portal, try to take this fight quickly. I don't mind this at all, but won't have the return on this at the very end. Won't have the 3 minutes for it. The guy comes in for Melophobia, looking for something. Energy trades with the Kraken impact, but Melophobia is just a little bit better with it there. Is able to find one, and they might take this point fast. It looks like they will. The Strangling Prison goes out, but it doesn't last for too long, and that's point one Swamp.
Hey, it's not an easy point to take, even for the pros, man. So props for them getting right through that, and now this opens up a world of different comps, which that Olympia was so weird with how the Buckies fell. It was truly a multiversal clash. But again, having this group front to back is massive for the team. Go ahead and have Krez. I mean, hey, you're a group guy. That wall is pretty high up there, buddy. What do you like, Chris?
I believe it's the heal wall. So it's just to get it out of the zone. It's just going to have the team touch it, quote unquote. So you just play under it for a second, get that so you farm out quickly. But at the moment, Kraz obviously has ult available, looking for something, and then we'll dip back into that to get charged fast, and it will climb fast with that team up. But Melophobia finds the first pick again. Swamp got something cooking. They want to start this win train. I think we as an audience want to see it get a little bit tighter. There's the boundary match back. Energy falls to Melophobia, who is really killing it here on the Kraken with the Kraken effect, and just in the neutral here with Bucky.
Oh my gosh, talk about these DPS is locking the hell in. They know this backs against the wall. This is the must-win game, right? Like, from here, it's done. It's nearly a wrap when they're up 3-0. You win this, and anything's possible from that moment. Point to the sign, say believe. Valentina, Eve, Porky Dog, 2 straddles to fuel the rage. Kraken impact as well, like a damage boost if you want to go that route. Let me see, maybe they go with the Heaven's Retribution on it. Obviously, Kraz can be a while here ship. Watch out for that eye, though, as Cooper and Vest look to match and even the score here.
Yeah, they're both really good initiators when you have Kraz and Scatter's ults available. You can play that with Daze or Melophobia. Match now. Valentina going to pull out the Soul Resurgence, get them overhealed similar to Speedery. Everyone has ults. Who's the first one to launch? Energy is pulling back towards walls. Finds a few, but it isn't going to be enough as Forky answers that with the dance floor. We're going to see Rage of Ultron in just a moment. Paulie goes under with the feast, but Melophobia again finds the first pick. He is angry, and it's showing as he's consistently getting value. Kraz drops energy, and they are keeping this momentum very much so on this point. They might take point 2 here quickly.
Now they're looking like bullies out here, man. I mean, this is just perfection into play and what you want to see. I mean, nothing like taking them to a land that they have quite literally probably never played on. I mean, this map is easily right there with Araco picked as the least in the tournament. So cool to see them really try something and save on to their best map choice at that. Now, what did they use to get the point? Most of it. Still have Kraz, though. They've been pairing this up, and you don't need a pro players, ship anything fancy to follow up a Groot. You can get a lot of value just with the old tree and the Groot hug. Now Speeder going on over to the Devil and see if he can get the most out of the dive.
No, I'm with you fully. You don't need to combine. Definitely is a great combining ultimate, but sometimes it's not worth committing that much when you can just do it on your own. Speeder gets tackled out. He's going to burn a ton of cooldowns here. I think he's in trouble. Yeah. Has a huge Groot hug. As you always put it, my friend is able to find one more. Vest goes down, and the momentum is still in their favor. You may say that was only one with that ultimate. That's not enough. Psych, that is not the case. One KO in any ult is more than enough value. Even pulling out cooldowns can be more than enough. Don't be afraid to use them to burn strat lines. But that being said, ultimate advantage is slightly in favor of Swamp, but not for long, as Energy and Melophobia are ready to launch.
Yeah, I mean, they got the mud tires through the swamp, pushing this vehicle into the hardest point there for the cat. 3 minutes left is an eternity on this map as Kraz is showing why he can play the tree just as well with the quick crack and impact, and off goes Kraz, though. That's a big one at that.
Wow.
Gonna be using that Glartrox to the biggest advantage, then pull up the pistol for the finish exclamation point. Now they're gonna have to go ahead and reconvene shit. 2 minutes 40.
Yeah, I like the pick here. I think Melophobia was just playing a better Bucky in this map, without a doubt. So Energy made the switch here. Goes over to the Elsa, which does percent-based damage, really strong into things like the tree. Groot's going to pay for that, although it will charge up that backline. You've got a similar story with Polly on that Venom, who is just absorbing damage, ready to feed that backline charge. As Cooper has the dance floor, Bess does have a big ult opportunity here. Speeder close, Polly close. So there's going to be a lot of Qs pressing this fight.
Yeah, gonna be interested to see how much they commit with 2 minutes left, right? I mean, they could probably get the value they want out of just the two frontline tanks. Trying to go for a kidnap is best. Not gonna come up with anything here. Going to go for that Heaven's Retribution in the backline. It looks like from up in the sky, as all eyes are on Energy now. I mean, this guy just has such a presence about him as Daze throws down. Okay, a good pick there. Paulie, man, that's one of the bigger ones you want there.
Yeah, that's a huge pick. That's probably had all available too. Dance floor is out now for Cooper just to stall. But that is a net win, and Alt's Forky going to be able to ult well after that for a quote-unquote better ultimate in the fight. Speeder now is forced to match, and Valentina will have a free strat line answer as Nero's not even close. This is in Swamp's favor. Can they turn the tides?
Through the ult, man. I mean, Speeder reactivated Soul Resurgence and went right back to Soul Sent to Hell. I mean, best one, though, getting that throw off the map on Kraz, disrespect. Throwing him right off the bridge. That's my tree, he says. If he can ban it, be ready to expect an Energy, man. This Glartrox can get a lot of value here. Not a lot of places to hide when you try to get this Jeep right up Main Street. Push in there. There is ready to go with the Kraken Impact. And just great use of abilities to keep everybody up, because he did land that pop of the right click with the Q.
Yeah, Glartrox can be scary on this point here on the bridge, though. We'll see if that ends up working out. There is going to be no answer. No answer across the board in terms of strat line. Energy finding that pick is massive for Team Liquid Citadel. Vest going to start off with the Heaven's Retribution. It's match back. Craze takes out Energy. Does anybody fall? Yes. Not quite. It's still a 6v5, but in favor of Swamp. But that pick into Energy is so valuable as Glartrox was there. Since it wasn't OT yet, the spawn comes back quickly, and they are so close to the door.
You're looking at the best mechanics here in Rivals, and that's what they're going to have to use outside of the Glartrox. That's what's available for both these teams. Nero, Cooper, both close to it. Oh, that's going to be a fact. Glartrox comes up empty, needs the glasses, left confused. Daze finds the best of best. Energy to trade the tree. Frontlines are down right now. Back on the... Oh, Scatter getting speed out. That is the door opening, but Spawn's so close. Chip got to finish the job here, and it's Melo versus the Duelist. Valentina finds one in Energy. This is the chance for Swamp to claim 3.
Oh, and I thought Nero was going to be in trouble there from Melophobia, but they're still stalling. Oh, and down goes another Scatter with a huge pick. Dance floor is out now, trying to buy time through the rage. Good answer for the moment. Still trading, but nobody's falling.
You're saying there's a chance. 3.64. Kraken is close. There's going to be Forky Dog with the show on. Everybody's dancing here on Swamp Side. Holy is going to find the Wombo combo on the Venom ult. Brought back to life is Energy now. Forced to back up now. You've got a few options if you're Swamp, but close and far away as Kraken Impact's there. Energy gets Forky Dog. Last chance, last hope for Swamp. And it's slowly bleeding out Shib as the portal comes to play. But will they have time to touch? Down falls the Venom and their chances for 3 points.
Wow, that was a battle. And we talk about teams at this level really exploiting advantages. I mean, that spawn is so close. It is very difficult for teams of this caliber to push through all 3 points. So shout out Swamp for the attempt. That was a huge push. Team Liquid Citadel really needs to step up here on the attack. This could be Swamp's first map win.
It's damn near impossible to get that point, man. I mean, you have to just have everything lined up perfectly. The way that they were able to kind of alternate the ults and keep through it. As we take a look, man, look at Coop's numbers, dude. 10k damage, 21k on the heals. Craziness all around. Obviously, big time damage there from Daze up above. And Melophobia getting the job done, knowing the assignment. I mean, that's as good as a 3 cap on this point. It is. I mean, you are meters away. And even that little doorway after the bridge, bro, is just one gap to get through, too. because of how contested that point
yeah.
is. And so they're happy with that for sure. You saw TLC's face. They weren't like celebrating for that stop by any means.
Oh no, it's incredibly far push. I think even point 2 is pretty defensible. You have a pretty close spawn, but look what Citadel could not get the momentum in their favor at that point. Swamp is looking good here, and you know, as a fan of the game, you and I'm sure both want to see a tight match here. I want to see Swamp locking back in like this. It's starting to look like their team of old, and they could make this a serious series with a win right now.
Oh man, I'm telling you, and anything is possible if you can get this win. Taking it from 2-1 really changes the job. Obviously got Dom. You're gonna have to let's call Dom a win on TLC side, right? That's why you can't lose this, because you can maybe win in Hall of Jalia. Have to figure it out from there. Portal gonna open up right away. Honestly, this is how in my own ranked games too, I like to start this point. It just stops all this bunker ship that they're trying to get across here, as they're gonna go ahead and jump right into the safety vault and see what they can find. Just like that, SG is gonna have to adjust quickly.
Yeah, that's a tough look, honestly. I think they gave a little bit too much. They expected them to really not portal. They had no belief that was on the table. I think this is some good positioning right now from the side of Team Liquid Citadel, who are going to essentially reverse spawns. Speedery on the Wolverine could be a problem, but Forky's able to find the first pick, and that's what's needed in this chaos. Does Speedery match it? I don't believe so. Backline goes down. Well done here by Swamp, who are going to find the entirety of the team, but that portal will be available at the end of this fight should they need it again.
Brother, Scatter is playing out of his mind with some of these early picks and hits. Just textbook play. And yeah, I mean, great reason to use the portal, right? Is you're going to get it back in 2 minutes. So you got about 150 seconds until you're able to use it on your side, which will come right down to the countdown clock if needed. But they should be able to break through either way. There's the heal wall up and keeping the team healthy. Close to it though, Glartrox, Nero etching there as well. Can Mellow match it? Now, hey, they can all ult track with ease, buddy, as you got the scanner online.
My favorite way to ult track right there, as we see their aggressive nature pushing them forward. Nobody in the back has ult just yet. You can see the percentages right on the screen. Don't even need to look up as Kraz almost gets that pick. Was so close, but he's going to find a strangling prison just on one out of Speedery. Melophobia trying to potentially combine, but instead there was going to be no need for it. Forces that ult out. That could be a win, but oh, it looks like commitment from Cooper, unexpected. This might be a huge win here for Swamp, as TLC's down numbers, at least 2, and forced out an ultimate.
Yeah, Energy's so close to escape there. I think Cooper's trying to keep him alive through the grab and the hook, unable to do so. Only thing I want back was that ult there from the Groot. I mean, obviously getting rid of and trying to use it on speed works, but now left with what? You got 2 sub ults, you're close to 3. Honestly, shit, with a minute 50, they've got a lot. Oh, going in with the dash aggressive. I like it. All towards Cooper. All eyes on the Luna to show your own show there. The K-pop queen gets 2 down. That's a full reset now. Looking all much more smooth. They got to look out for a portal in about a minute. But man, this is looking strong for this Hail Mary of a pick of a map.
No, I love this. And that was a great decision right there from Daze. I think that alt, right, just a forced long stagger alt. And sometimes people think that's overcommitment, quote unquote, but nah, they waited like 5 seconds, 10 seconds before even committing that, finding 3 more to force a spawn for another 10, 15 seconds. Time like that is so valuable. Well done. We'll see if TLC can capitalize, but Swamp Gaming playing lights out at this moment.
Already now, minute 17. You've got the Glartrox online, hungry and ready. There goes Nero. And here's the best part about having the invisible boundary. The aggression's going to go in. Poly. Ooh, there's another big pick from Scatter just to get him out of there. As Dinner Time Love is activated. Forky Dog going to throw up the boundary once again. And there it is. It's the strat on strat violence. Valentina finding the best of it. She's going to use that percentage damage to get Groot down. But Chip, it's the trades going Swamp's way.
Swamp is... I was going to say, it was popping up for a moment, and then they are gone. I was going to say, Swamp is gone. Yeah, that was insanely quick. The portal should get them. Ooh, I believe. Yes, it does. They are through. They're all alive. This is going to be a huge retake moment. It's going to force TLC out of potential portal, but Speedery on the DD is looking for more. Do we see the commitment? We do, but Vest comes out on top early. Making 2 his energy. Drops Kraz, and the game's not over yet, folks. This first point should now go in favor of Team Liquid Citadel after a moment where I was sure Swamp was going to hold.
It's not the battle, though. It's the war. And I tell you what, man, that just drains so much time off that clock. To get through the 2nd to 3rd point, it was, I'm not saying it was a victory already, but it helps massively, right? Because we just saw what the spawn room could do, and you'll just have to play towards perfection, which is so hard to do at this level of play. So Swamp is happy with that either way. Cracking impact, ready to throw down online here shortly. You see now just the stall. I love this from Kraz, just stall right now. Continue to drain that time, bud.
That is true. Energy Moving forward and taking the height, trying to get some ults. Melophobia holding on to the Kraken Impact. Day's going to be close. You can see ults across the board here in favor for the moment. The Swamp Gaming. Cooper going to have an answer, though, and we know how strong that dance floor can be, especially in the hands of someone like Cooper. So that is going to be available as the answer should they need. Valentina going to escape, forced out melee form. It's always what you're looking for in a Fox. You get rid of melee form, far more diveable. Not a lot of cooldowns now. Now's the weakness moment. The team's doing a great job taking that space back. Psyche, Light Energy, got to find Scatter.
Yeah, with Scatter going down, like that's really what the heartbeat of this team is right now, especially on the stall front. Cooper going to go ahead and get the show rolling lights bright now as all the blue will be eliminated. Feed brighten up here, and Energy, I mean, he continues to find these picks throughout. Crash falling, scans rolling, minute 30. They'll get another fight in here, Shiv, and I honestly still favor towards Swamp right now in terms of time and ults.
Yeah, and Melophobia is thinking now. I think Energy's doing a good job of matching this duelist energy, because for a moment, Melophobia was switched over to the else and said, oh, maybe should I run this? Is this what I need? And that's not the confidence that you want, right? It's very tricky to play well when you're starting to wonder if you need to switch, and it gets dicey in that aspect. Pauly going to try to match back into the dive of Kraz, who does have Beast available. Same story here for Pauly. He's looking at that back line, but it's hard to go onto a Fox with melee form available, and it looks like right now they're both kind of feeling each other out, but 60 seconds is not a lot of time.
Yeah, there's a slick pick too, man, just to make it a 5v6 to have Cooper out and down. That's going to force all of TLC to rotate back. So this is going to be essentially what, final fight, right? I mean, you could have maybe another desperation out of it, but yeah, final fight here. You got two straddles. Swamp wants this messy. Scatter goes out again though, and there's the pop. Pauly used that ult to success perfectly. Use that cooldown. There's no way to react with the 1-2 hit of the primary ship. Pauly does it to perfection.
Yeah, that's crazy. Super well done there on that movement. Ult advantage still in TLC's favor now. Even though, again, I think this is Swamp's fight to lose. Not a lot of time on. They just need to make a big play or two. Should have 5 ults in this fight. Comparison to 4. Forced out 2 strat ults at the same time. Incredibly unlucky there in terms of communication from Swamp. The Glartrox goes out. That does not land, so a decent answer, I don't believe. Oh, it does find one at the end. Goodbye to Valentina on the eat after the fact. Now goes the E from the front line. It looks like Kraz is still maintaining his days, keeps him healthy with the Rage of Ultron. TLC used everything, though. Where's the value? I didn't see anything. The Kraken Impact comes in from Melophobia. It's going to be 3. It is huge here. They might stop it now as the portal's trying to follow up.
Again, right through the whole shipment. No value from 5 ults. You only did 1. And there's only 1 Melophobia as he hunts down Cooper. Pauly to go. Folks, the probe was out from Liquid Citadel, but they snap it in half. We got ourselves a series.
Wow, wow, wow. A lot of that attributed to an absolutely disgusting 0.1 defense by Swamp Gaming that really only faltered due to a huge Vest Heavenly Descent and the team playing off it. That Melophobia Kraken Impact at the end could not have been more large. Well done with the combination from the front line. Just incredible Marvel Rivals.
Down but not out, man. The first crack in the Citadel does show, and just like that, man, they picked the wild card to get them back on top. I mean, can you imagine in the world where the reverse sweep, right, coming back on top, that this was the definition, the start of the journey from Middle Earth to the Mount Doom? Bro, craziness. And folks, I know you are seated. Be ready. Get the popcorns on. We're going to be coming back on the other side of this break.
내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으며 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 세계 운명. 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나. 네 눈앞에 바로 어떤 하나 제발 딱 봐도 superstar. 딱 보면 모르나 널 지킬 나란 걸 더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으며 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해. 내게 주어지는 면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래들의 승리 완명해. The weight of the both the world is in our hands. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 세계 운명.
tightly, trapping all those fighting souls. But yet, across the world, I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon. And I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for our last reunion.
Hello and welcome back, my friends. I mean, the Empire is still standing, but the Swamp Rebellion has formed, and they are here, Shib. I mean, listen, we learned that the final boss actually has a health bar, and if there's a will, there is a way. And it's all about mental momentum, and Swamp definitely had a wake-up call to get everybody gassed up.
Yeah, this is like how you start that momentum, like you're saying. You need to get a win under your belt. They looked great. That whole map. Now is the confidence going to be in their favor. I don't even know how they won that last fight. I will be honest with you. I saw the double ult. That could have been a product of answering dual assault separately, calling that you were going to match whatever dual assault, and maybe it forced it. I'm not saying it was an error. It could have been. Probably was, but either way, it happened.
It was an aura
and then
play.
after that,
Aura play.
somehow they still win the fight. And Melophobia hits the world's thickest ult. And it's just again, I see 5 pop up on the screen. Guys built different, really well done.
No, they knew it was happening. They're like, all right, Melo's about to get a 5-6 piece. Let's just burn the 2 subs to say this thing's finished and go from there. Speaking of, I mean, MVP of that map, I mean, who else can you give it to than what Melophobia was able to roll out on there as we throw up the graphic to see exactly how it was done. And there it is. How perfect and fitting. Bucky representing the back of Melophobia. And man, take me back to last year, but I mean, Melophobia have been playing Bucky for as long as I can remember, even back in the Nemesis days, if you will. Again, this is the spark they needed, right? Because that's all you need to ignite the battle.
Yeah, I think the Bucky pick was super valuable. It looks good the whole time. I think it slowed the pace. I think Bucky has so much self-healing potential, obviously, right, with every single ability. So you don't have to be looked at as much in compositions that are being dove into all the time. It's a great pick, and it worked out, especially into a brawly, more lane-focused map like that. It's strong, and it worked great. There was a moment where I think he was wavering on it, but 19 finals, energy at 19-2, holy.
Dude, yeah, and also, can I just highlight Kraz? I mean, obviously there was Groot there, but very good job across the board when flexing to what's needed. The damage block, hilarious numbers, but it just felt like this was the battle of the 2 Titans. And it feels like, you know what? Maybe they figured about, the ban phase a little bit. We both said, I mean, here's the deal. We're going to be honest here. They're damn near flawless in domination. So, folks, we're probably going there. If I'm TLC, I'm taking them to Dom, and I'm going to force match point the entire way. And that's maybe what we see. But if Swamp were to somehow grab this Dom, dude, I mean, that would be... We start at 0.
Yeah, I think that would be like the ultimate way to like keep your momentum. I mean, this team has not ever lost a domination in front of us, not once. So yeah, I have no doubt that's going to be the selection. I'm with you 1,000%. It just makes sense. If I were their team and they didn't run Dom, I would be mind blown. So definitely gonna be the case. Yeah, but I'm with you. If Swamp uses this momentum to get their first Dom win against this team, the team that does not lose and now is losing, it might be the dagger in the back, and they might be in trouble.
The sun's getting real low, man. You can see right here, whether it's here, the World Cup, buddy, it's a bunch of upset potential on the line. My guess is they're probably going to go Hell's Heaven if they do pick domination. They play that so well, and it complements their play style. And here we find out it is no shock domination, but going to take it over to Wakanda, man. So what a map indeed. We haven't seen this in some time.
Yeah, I think this is a map that I've actually personally watched their gameplay on in the client. Folks, just a heads up. I think it's worth noting. If you don't know, you can actually watch individual player perspectives on all of these games in the esports client. It's a really good way to get better at your hero. But I've watched both sides of these teams and each individual POV on how they're playing various heroes, and I've learned a lot. I think this map is very dive and comm heavy. A lot of those setup potential with the 3-2-1s will happen here. And then there is some open location where you can play more poke stuff, which we might see. But, this is where that cap would come into play. That Venom would get a little more value, and the full commitment with Fox I've seen from these teams before. All of it's on the table, so it could throw the ban phase for a little bit of a loop.
Hey man, for such an iconic fight, we got to get the iconic location here in Marvel World, and we've got ourselves what could set up the story for 3-1 or even the odds, folks. I mean, this there's so many different ways with domination. First, it's just going to change up the pig ban and just the way that you play the game, but also map dependent. We saw the Torch Ultron thing. Not going to probably see that as much on this map. Shiv doesn't lean itself to as much air protection. I mean, when you go to what they want to roll out, just swamp, get rid of the tree again. I mean, obviously that was so much better for the game modes front to back, but here just so much different.
Yeah, it's a different game here. You could. I think Groot's not bad on some of these maps, and you know, if you have Ironwood down, you don't worry about the Angela, which has been pretty impactful. So not like a horrendous ban. I don't see it being something that they absolutely need to ban out, but it's also kind of up to their discretion. If they're struggling with it, just remove it. If it worked, maybe do it again. We'll see if that's going to be the case. With a double gambit off rip, ain't no major change there.
Yeah, for sure. Again, looking back to what they've done in the past, their domination bans were definitely interesting the first time around here, as we find ourselves doing the same thing on each side, and it really changes up. Man, they do not. The Daredevil has been a focus this time around. They want Daze uncomfortable. But, you know, Daze has been doing that Ultron spot pretty well for them.
Yeah, agreed. It's samey-ish right now. I think, it was exactly the same order. The Mantis Locks coming in. They then banned the Wolverine after from TLC. I think it's almost like predictable at this point. And the other side, Loki removal, maybe the Ultron after that, and potentially the Groot, unless they want to shake things up, and then they'll finally lock in potentially with the Ultron. But that's just what they've done in the past. It could be different for Dom.
I mean, listen, it's crazy, because if you look at, again, what Fox sees so highly in his team is the big brain stuff. And so this is, again, where you got to try to, swap something up, get it different. Ultron being banned is not to cover the Torch stuff. I mean, it could be, but it's more of just being a bit more of their attacking strategy that they want to go to with the triple sup in general. I mean, last ban, but there's three main choices here. I think you'd let their duelists have their way, and you're going to have to go more on the strategic and strategist, or maybe even, again, the Vanguard.
Yeah, I think they found a lot of success when they removed the Luna. It looked better, I would say, but they didn't need to last time, and they still won. So I can see them not feeling them in terms of swamp, not feeling like they need to remove that Luna. So it will be a different. Oh, it's going to be Invis. That's the first time I think we've seen that on this matchup. So again, that's that little shift that might be enough for them.
Very interesting. The Invis is definitely going to be play call there. Obviously, Invis does so well in so many things. They call it the Jillaball trade. Hello, we actually... Oh, here goes the Hulk, by the way. Hulk is gone. This will be the fastest ban of the fastball special. You can say it before you can say the word. Well, actually, maybe they're thinking about it, but my guess would be the Hulk here.
Yeah, good
there
call.
It is. Goodbye, Game of God, buddy. But still, Daze having option now. Play Wolf is interesting.
Yeah, they got rid of the Loki. They don't want to deal with the damage boost comp. It's annoying. It's tough to shut down the Groot. So Groot is available. I don't know that it'll be played. It kind of depends on the map here. There's a lot of open spaces where it doesn't get as much value, but some of the tighter locations where you can push them into the door with those like two blind maps. I can't think of the exact location off the top of my head, but it makes it a little better for them. So yeah, we are going to see the Angela likely be the priority, but Polygon Cap, I would have no doubt, will actually be the selection here.
Well, it makes more sense too why you get the Wolf or the Invis ban, right? Obviously, Invis can sometimes have her way with Wolverine and putting up a constant nuisance, and then you don't have to ban the group because you have a much more reliable way to get the matchup type you're looking for. But again, man, it falls down to one simple thing: can Melophobia continue the performance we just saw? That's what this team's going to need. I mean, we saw when Melo plays his best, the rest of the team can join in as we see the spectacular waterfalls of Wakanda Falls here. Speedery locking in the demon. Paulie for the first time on Cap. My God, Here we go, buddy. Look, that's one Venom. Like, what do we want?
A lot of dive potential here. I do think, I know that Vess on stream has been working on that Venom. Kraz and Scatter have always been strong in this more oppressive frontline divey stuff together. So no stranger on that line. Daze gets the Wolverine for the first time in quite some time in this matchup. Is that going to be the change that helps Swamp win one of these Doms? This is going to be pretty exciting. Lock in, folks. And they could tie this 2-2.
Already, yeah. Can you go ahead and try to play around that environment right away? I think, see what Scatter can get on the Kidnap round. This kind of team Kidnap, right? You got a couple of heroes here. You can take it back to, I guess, maybe portal hit with the Valentina or Telly in, and then get the Mellow hit. But there's Daze going to slice and dice already, get that pressure on. Point halfway taken. Going to be Vespa there. And there's the first Kidnap. Slice and dice and Symbiote going to be forced to pop that shield. Go from there.
Yeah, it was just disgusting backline, and all the while Energy comes out with the first pick. Polly gets one. He was down to like 5 HP. The teleport comes in from Nero and completely resets the momentum, and they sweep everyone after. I literally can't believe it. What am I looking at? So well done by the backline of Team Liquid Citadel.
Yeah, man, listen, even the shield frozen in ice doesn't stop the Avenger from coming out, buddy. Yeah, it might be a couple of days since he's played, but we know exactly what Paulie could do on cap, and just the energy is, that's why you can't ban him, right? You could have got rid of the Cyclops. They tried that before, it was not the case. Cyclops 2 with so much force pressure and space gets that much more value here as Vest is running around the symbiote up top looking for the clash down moment on the OK Go comm, using that fog to the advantage as well. Here we go, Ship going for the backline. We'll see if they just dive right into this thing. Oh my gosh, Melophobia does find Paulie. There's the pick to open things up. Uh-oh.
Yeah, bought some time though. I think that was the goal. I mean, the pick is obviously tough, but really well done by Swamp to be able to find that and the next, make it 3. I think the stall is going to come out here for the strat line. They're just going to try to touch point for as long as they can, but it won't be too long because Swamp is shutting them down. Energy finds 1, but that's just going to be a 4 stagger.
Yes, they do so without using ults, right? I mean, that's the big difference we saw from last time to this time. Oh, man, wanted that one back so bad. Nero touching 1 HP, but getting away from what was the big Ruby Rage. Melophobia was looking for the stagger. Now, Daze has close to the last stand. This man can land some absolute acrobatic miracles. Watch exactly where he's going to go. He's going to try to get a kidnap first, but he's looking exactly for his moment in time. Ship. Oh, there's that spinning helicopter.
Yeah, I thought he was going to ult off that. Oh, this could be big in the back line. Oh, what a shield there from Nero on that timing. That was lights out, heads up play. Match now with the dance floor. Walking forward onto Swamp's back line, who now has to bring it out as well. Forky starting up, but Energy through the chaos with the damage boost is able to drop Kraz, who did have ult available. Another big prio target, but Daze trades with Veswa. Energy gonna find Valentina, and it looks like the point retake will come through from TLC in just a moment. While the stalling is out there from Paulie. Cooper drop scatter.
Yeah, Kumaho Unleashed gonna go ahead and try to just stall what they can and get that point right back to their favor. Now gonna match 50-50, folks, in this domination that's oh so important in this grand finals. Looking forward to more. We've got somewhat ult advantage going towards the side of Swamp in terms of at least the strat online for Valentina. Devil's gonna be let out shortly with Heaven Retribution and more, but keep your eyes there on the Freedom Rush from Captain America. That's gonna fuel the rest of that hits. Now Speeder going in for the dive, quick hit and finish. Daze is the target. Gonna get kidnapped back in the team. There's great peel from Paulie.
Yeah, and it doesn't get more 4th of July than seeing Cap start off with a freedom charge. Goodbye to Forky. Finds one and is still able to keep this pressure on the front line. Goes to show you how good Cap can be in the right hands. Look at this back line. He might get even more. He is going to get more. That's a triple here from Paulie. Even in the pressure of a double pull comp, almost finds a 4th. This hero, this player on this hero is just too crazy.
Forces out the Ruby Rage as well. They're pushed all the way in. No TPs in sight. Going to just dive down the neck there of the spawn. Energy finds more, and at this point, it's going to be their cap. My gosh, that went from close to just disrespectful.
Yeah, good comms, good focus there. They pushed into the door so the portal couldn't come out. It's just really smart decision making. You can just see them. They're just locked in. This is just another day at the office here for this team. There's just no emotion there.
Just automatic, right? I mean, he picks up cap right where they left off. And, you know, typically we're on our tournament server and you've got the animated icons for everybody. No, Paulie has that locked down there for Cap and more. 5 final hits for him as well. Anything else to stand out to you in the stat department, Ship?
Energy with a 6 looks good. AK damage, obviously most in the lobby besides Melophobia, 7-0. I mean, Melophobia has been playing such a strong game. I've noticed throughout every single, you know, literally every matchup always seems to end with a strong, you know, KD front. So his positioning is always incredible. I think that's something that needs to be noted. But at the moment, it seems to not be enough. He can deal a ton of damage, but if the backline's able to keep them up, and now you're not able to get those finals, that's just really charging their ultimates. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, Valentina having a tough game here too. Obviously going to get the team up there with Forky and more, but you know, it's unfortunate because I feel like I would like to see her on the Luna. We know what, you know, she can do there, but right now not really getting time to even get the heals when needed. And Nero, talk about just someone we can't highlight enough because gets the little things down. Like you said, that quick teleport in to keep the team alive is insane to the last stand. Kidnap going up and down, and just like that, before you can even blink,
wow.
4 down, try a whole team wipe.
It's crazy. Through the chaos like that, the amount of focus and ability, I don't even know, like you even saw moments where their strats were down to nothing, but they just somehow have the priority comms where everyone looks at them at the right time. It's again, I love watching Marvel Rivals at this level, but this team on domination, it just seems like they are just another step ahead for at least this current moment.
Let's give them a momentum again, and they just stole it right back, right? I mean, they were feeling top of the world there after that win on Lower Manhattan. A bit tougher there. Okay, there we go. We've got the Thanos snap that we saw earlier against the Thieves from Scatter as the Rogue makes their first appearance against this TLC team. Pauly, though, again, hunting down that back line. Tina Eve having a tough time committing that TP to get to allies, but then having it on the cooldown. No safety to be found. Kraz does find Vespel. Team is going to get this point back, it looks like.
Wow.
33%.
Really good stall.
Oh, no way did they touch
What a
this.
stall! Oh, are you kidding me? What a stall! The team's able to get back here on a portal after a massive stall from Pauly, and I was sure that it wasn't going to reach in time, but was able to just buy just enough time, even into a Wolverine that was all over them. This portal's actually worth it. You may be saying, oh, they're burning all these off, but they're already buying 15 more percent, maybe even more. Now they're going to pull out the Cameo Unleash from Nero, who's still somehow in form after being down to 10 HP. Pauly now has ult as an answer. This is what this comp does. It's all about the stall here, as now they're walking in with a freedom charge. Looking at Melophobia, who's down low, and that pick's gonna come through. This is an absolutely heads-up play by the teams that stayed calm, cool, and collected, and it shows.
Talk about a team that's, prides himself in being ready for all situations. They were caught off guard, man. They were not ready for that portal play to touch in the nick of time. And just like that now, that 24%, 30% climbs its way up to 80 and more. And what are they going to do, Shiv? Push right back into the spawn, send them back home to the map select screen for that final chance and win to get this grand finals under their belt. Scatter, Days do get two. This time, Speedery now just hanging out on the point like a bug on the wall.
Yeah, it's going to be another stall idea here. You're going to try not to go down, but it may be very tough here for Speedery, who waits for the last possible moment. How are you still healthy? Well done by Cooper to engage at the right time. The freeze comes in perfectly onto Kraz, who now will be freed, but there are ults available. Cooper at 30%. Speedery looking at that back line. Oh, but what an answer. What a freeze right back at him from Forky, who now has the dance floor, and the point will be switched.
Alrighty, so we do have ourselves something rolling here, 10% up. So crazy still in that stall and what it had to play. Now it's all about what do you commit to hold on, right? Scatter's been a big X factor for them, and we heard Valentina earlier, just keep your eyes on the tank and let them do the rest. Not on Mantis this time around, but can aid through the white box here. Gotta just looking for that opportunity, man. Cooper's so close to ult. If he can catch Cooper, it's actually gonna be a big value. And as Melo finds the pick early, hello.
Yeah, we're gonna look here at the dive and just set up here. I mean, yeah, she's doing a good job. They have a ton of ults here. There's a lot of commitment from TLC. The S4 goes out. If they're able to find picks through this would be wild, but I do believe Swamp, it's gonna be a tough one for them to lose as they have so many ults, but they're committing 3 now. Speedery somehow gets one in the Chaos Days with the last stand. Already pops passive. Kraz drops Cooper. SG back up in numbers. Forky finds Nero. Well done by Swamp, but they had to use everything here. The next fight will be in Team Liquid Citadel's favor, and that's kind of exactly what they were looking for. Use just enough to force out answers and come back in the next fight. You know you have time, but there's not much Swamp could do. They had to respond like that. Valentina and Melophobia gonna be your answers to look out for.
They still have a good amount in the roster, right? Or, unable to win this, or at least try to get another fight held. And maybe, just maybe, Forky Dog can start getting the show ready, get the concert, and the lights bright. Energy, though, with that, look how quick Energy gets this down, and it's going to be a quick finish. I mean, just for the style points, uses Ruby Rage to get down Forky Dog, and Scatter falls just like that, buddy. That was textbook.
Hopefully we'll be able to trade that back into Energy, though. A nice headshot there. Out goes the Kameo Unleash from Nero. Points still roughly in their favor, but we are going to have close to a 99-99 situation. Portals are up as Forky starts that, but they're going to force Scatter onto Cloak for the time being to try to get that ult fast. See if that works out. Forky in a tough spot, pays for it from Vest. Numbers up now for TLC. Can they shut this down and win domination 2-0 in this kind of fashion? We will see as another pick goes out from Vest onto the strat line of Scatter, and that's going to do it.
Liquid take the point, man. Just flooding domination, calling it their own. They are now 1 map away, folks, from claiming the grand finals back-to-back preseason down to now and head into LAN as the #1 seed in America. Shib, this is their game mode until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's really nothing else to say, but this team has not lost in domination 1 time. That is a crazy thing to say. I think it's really just down to the comms. Individual talent there is insane.
I mean, listen, it's like the Trojan horse came up to the Citadel. They got tricked there with Lower Manhattan, and then, bam, slam the gate shut again, right? Like, that's what we're looking at storyline-wise. And, folks, don't go anywhere. We might go in and crown our Kings of America, or Another fight back of the century. We'll be back on the other side of this break.
Show me that you are still the only one that matters for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wait up, open your hands, holding on to your heart. Look inside you. Can you feel it? The sparks in you. Add it up, unleash it up. Wake up, open your eyes, raising the fist and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters yet again. We are rivals till the end. And rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers. No one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time.
한껏 더 높이 날아올라 내 누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah. 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 가슴을 좁아 어둠이 떠날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠날 때까지 세계 운명 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 왔던 나 탑을 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모두 나널 지킬 나란 걸 더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 가슴을 좁아 어둠이 떠날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신
Hello, folks, and welcome back. We find ourselves in match number 5 of the day. Currently 3-1. If you're just now tuning in, the team Liquid Citadel standing strong. The swamp has slowly made its way in. We now find ourselves on a new map and a new chance to try to even the odds ship. But man, it is going to be tough and quite literally muddy for them to have any shot at getting this thing even.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they could go next. I know you and I are thinking Burnin's an option, right? Burnin, it's where they like to go. They find success there. We'll have to see what they end up choosing in a moment. That's probably where I would expect Swamp to take this thing. They looked very good. There was moments of greatness in the Dom too. Again, that's just kind of Team Liquid Citadel's specialty. So maybe they step up here back in Comp War Convergence.
Yeah, and it's why it's so important to win one in between the chaos, right? Because you know it's going to go into domination as we'll throw up the MVP once again for what TLC continues to do. But yeah, I mean, at this point, they picked Lower Manhattan. I'm expecting like Araka or Shin Shibuya, bro. I mean, who knows? But there he is, Captain America himself. Paulie just continues to show why he is the tank here in Rivals play. Venom last time, Cap this time. Doesn't matter, buddy. The stats show for themselves.
Yeah, Cap, he just loves playing Cap on that map. Always looks very strong. We saw the value, right? You could see every single time it was over top on him on that hero. It was a problem for whoever he was looking at, even running into like 3v1 situations, somehow still pulling it off. I mean, character's really good in the right hands, especially on the right map. So shout out there, Paulie, on the MVP.
Yeah, just a lot of the leader of this team, man. In fact, funny enough, we'll talk about this if they are in the winner's interview. This is the only man that's tasted the 1 seed, has tasted the win here in the playoffs before going into LAN. Everybody else has fallen short, either in the grand finals or more. And that was way back when for the midseason finals going into China. Paulie did back in the Burr Patamam days, but if you remember, that was before the Citadel Gaming.
True.
Love it all, buddy. But here are the stats, buddy. What jumps out?
You know, the 9 finals obviously important, but we just talked about MVP energy with 10 there, playing Cyclops for the majority of it, besides the portal coming through, and the lack of times getting KO'd by that backline of Cooper and Nero, only going down 3 times, right? That's super impactful from your strategist. It is hard to do that, especially into something like Days with the Wolverine constantly looking at you and Kraz on top of you with the Venom. It's just a lot of pressure. So being able to pull that off is a testament to some really good communication and positioning.
My guess too is wherever they take this map, they're definitely going to try to probably lean more towards front to back again and ban the Groot. I mean, that was the way they found success at Lower Manhattan. Obviously, it was a bit of a wild card pick, but the formula still kind of stays the same. That's my guess. They saw what worked. They know the ban's going in there. No extra homework needed to tie this thing up. But man, remember, this is where they won 2 in a row back into going into what was the best of 7. Would mean you did it last time. So, you know, it starts here, buddy. But yeah, I expect there once again to be a group ban and then just kind of sharpen up your own side of things here on whatever map they end up choosing.
Yeah, that is true. I can see that for sure. That makes sense to me. And we'll see maybe Melophobia back on the Bucky. The Bucky was looking good. Once they remove the Groot, it's just a lot of like pressure and forces a lot of the dive stuff to be a little more wary. But it looks like they are going to be going, as it pops up here.
Wow.
Yggdrasil Path. My man. Well, I'm stoked about the map for the record, but
I was gonna say I'm stoked for us, not as much for Swamp. I mean, we did see, you know, when they played Yggdrasil's Path last time, they didn't even get past the opening gates. It was like literally what we're seeing right here for what is the Citadel. Now, this map is interesting. It kind of lends itself to any play style, right? You could play dive, you could play that front to back, so still more of the same expected. You know, maybe they learned their lesson the last time they went against the team here and kind of know what they want to bring in this time around. And quite literally, I mean, it's very easy to pull up the exact homework of what they wanted to do against this team. But again, I expect more of the same because if you go back, right, they did Yggdrasil Path last time. It was 1-0. TLC won very quickly. And the bans, it was nothing that would shock you. Kind of the same as we've seen here outside of fastball being banned.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised about it. But like you're saying, they could have just identified what they think is the biggest problem. You know, on paper, it's like, you know, you guys didn't get 0.1. What are we thinking here? Where at least on Burnin, they were able to get it past to 0.2, deep into 0.2. So, you know, they have a better defensive chance. But just like you're saying, it's just all about reviewing the tapes, finding the solution. It sounds like Swamp believes they have just that. We're going to look at what the ban phase looks like. I do think you made a good call on the Groot. I don't think it's a bad idea to ban that out. I think Groot's fine here. We're going to start with the double gambit, though. I don't expect any major changes for quite some time, just like it has been.
Yep, going into it, going to be the Mantis and moving forward here. And man, it's crazy. This is what's so wild about this ban phase. Like, You know, we saw someone like 100 Thieves always respect the ban on Rogue to not let Scatter pop off. We saw him do just that at Midtown. Like, dude, TLC just doesn't care. They're like, play Rogue. We don't mind, right? Like, they have a lot of answers to what they would need to ban anyway. Wolverine being that first up on the ban, making sure that Daze has no chance. In fact, I think Wolverine squeaked through last time on this, and they ended the ban on the Hulk. So, same homework from Swamp side. Shib, let's see how the ending is. That's when it gets interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we're going to probably see the Ultron coming in here from the side of Swamp. And then after the Mantis, it was, what, Loki last time for Citadel. Oh, but this time, Citadel says we don't want to see the Groot. And they're going to start with that early. So this is where it's getting interesting from their side. I mean, this is, again, they're making changes even after winning.
Wow. I mean, they're quite literally the strat that we said had to be played for Swamp. It's in the inverse now, and they're doing the exact same and saying we're going to go with that front-to-back look. Could have gone with the Cyclops or more. They are going to at least shut down that Luna and give them a little bit of hope there. But, man, that just changes things for them massively. No Wolf 2 to counter and have that easy look. And so for this last save, typically back, we've seen a lot of, like, Cyclops, maybe Rocket saves. But they got to try to predict. They're going to go with the Ultron and just try to go with the old classic triple sup.
Yeah, that's the play there. You can see TLC, you can't teach the level of locked on their cams. I don't think I saw an ounce of emotion here. Val showing a little smile after the lock-in of Ultron. We're going to see what the final ban is here from Team Liquid Citadel. It is going to be the Loki. So they still got that ban that they prioritize in fourth slot, this time all the way down towards the end. So is this a win, net win for the ban phase for them? We'll see what the group mismatch looks like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, this map can get out of hand quickly. It's all about this first bend on the corner of point one. Heck, it's been so long for both of us since we've even gotten the pleasure to cast this. But it all starts here, folks, as we find ourselves at match number 5 and potentially the game set match for TLC here in the infamous location of Asgard. And right away, Speedy Man is flexing the torch.
Yeah, on defense, I actually am surprised about that. I don't think it's a bad choice by any means, but they don't have nearly the same level of pocket. The Invis is going to be looking up, okay, now we're seeing things change up. I was going to say the Mantis makes sense. Damage boosting Cyclops, giving Vest that ult on command pretty much with that heal wall. This is a very, very, very strong comp for Team Liquid Citadel. If I was in ranked right now and saw this comp, I would be amped out of my mind, but you can see Swamp they're expecting the Groot, right? And that's some big brain play as well. Daze is going to be likely starting off truthfully on that Punisher. I think it will come out the door because it's just going to be on wall duty, and that can be a comp that can win you the round without a doubt.
Yeah, really, this is one of the few ways to get through that Groot that, you want it on your side so much. Melophobia going to have to show every bit of that MVP caliber that we just saw on Manhattan here. But, yeah, listen, man. Ooh, I like the portal play to start out, man. Talk about the definition of aggressive. Gonna have to do it before they catch it, though. Want to get them by surprise. Dude. Oh, you're right. The classic, man.
Wow, this is awesome. I love doing this, dude. I do this all the time. I didn't think we'd see it right now. This is really cool. So they're going to have this set up turret. Wow, they're really taking their time with this because the space is just given.
What is this spectator cam, bro?
I mean, why not, right? Like, I can't believe they were just able to walk it that far. Polly still is now able to find one, so maybe it was just a little bit too late. And walking forward at this moment, Energy and Cooper doing a good job dosi-doing backwards towards that right side. Speedery finding another pick here. Looks like that portal maybe was just a little bit too late, as now they're going to be down 2 numbers and both going to be forced to wait a bit before they get back to point. Polly finds one, Vest with another, and yeah, that's a good hold so far for Team Liquid Citadel. Yeah,
all cards are on the table now, right? If you have any pocket aces, now's the time, and that surely looked like one of them, man. Haven't seen that, especially from this team, in quite some time. As now we're going to go have Vest get that Ironwood wall up, ready, get that unstoppable on ship, which is going to make it a lot harder for Scatter to get that value looking for, as I'm sure you know, man. But looking towards it, I mean, Melophobia getting close to the Kraken impact. At this point, though, this is more the same what would happen. They had such a tough time getting around this corner and at least finding success there. They need a pick here to get things moving.
Yeah, they're going to be looking heavily here at Polly, who's in a tough spot. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of there. Kraken impact lands, but somehow full HP. Well done by the strategist. Able to walk right past that line. Burn out an ult for nothing. Great focus by the back line in that moment. I'm not even sure how he was able to get the full HP that quick with that many eyes on him, but shows to show you how good these backlines are on both sides. Energy with ult, Speedery, the same story. Valentina and Forky going to be there soon with Daze. A lot of Qs available, and we're going to start with the Speedery.
Yeah, and here goes the Soul Resurgent right off the rip, and matching 1 for 1, and they're all eyes on the Vets there. They know that ult's coming any moment. Daze does get a nice little pick there on Coop. gives him some window of opportunity. Gonna go ahead and probably hit this whole time. Yep, right away to get that aggression through. Vest tries to put a little bit of defense on his own, forcing Days to turn back to his own team for the peel. Then Porky Dog to get that straddle as well. So they just kind of do-si-do in there as Melophobia understands the assignment, finds 3. Here comes the Strange Portal to contest for the last push, but Shib already playing much better than they did just a day ago.
Yeah, but the alt line of TLC, the strat line, just has so many answers now. They're going to come in with invisible boundary should they need to. Not going to be a lot that can be done here, and then Nero will have an answer after that. So I think the retake will be big for them. I think they will probably win this fight. Energy up, there's that boundary. Energy able to find Forky. Polly trying to get this pick onto Melophobia. He's playing near a health pack. Well done there. And Melophobia, who always plays strong. Energy takes out Daze. Speedery again on Scatter, and yeah, just kind of like I predicted on this, Nero still has ult. So tough retake, a lot of commitment there.
I mean, yeah, and they're just so good at just stalling the cart, man. Just parking the bus, slashing the tires, and throwing those skis into the ocean. But Paulie gonna go and get that value. He's been the best at it, folks, to hit the Q, time it with the symbiote pop, and really no reaction you can have, especially with no ults to the name. See here how Scatter wants to utilize this, maybe with Melo once again. He at least sees the assignment. It's funny because you can see that Scatter's trying to make a play. Does going to go in with a little bit of a backline dive in as Paulie goes down, up, looking for that hit. And there it is, buddy. No reaction time. And Energy's going to go ahead and finish off the job just in case.
Yeah, count to 2 when you got your tendrils there. Then land your ult, and it should land at the same time, making it very hard to not get KO'd through. Well done. Kraz is also going to fall from Vest. Nero still holding on to that ult. And only about 60% for Valentina. There isn't going to be a ton of answers here, and Energy and Speeder are going to be close. This is, again, a very tough attack spot to be in for Swamp. They need huge ults with Melophobia and Scatter, which we have seen before. Can they do it again?
Yeah, the problem is Speed. Well, with that pick, it's already curtains. But yeah, Speed getting so close. Well, you got at least a res happening. Legendary in the sky, though, with really nothing to defend against. They're going to have to rotate in the right play, but yeah, I've got that overtime counter to look forward to. This could be the end of this 0.1 push in the desperation as Speedy finds 1, then 2. Shib is looking less like a Swamp and absolutely a foundation for the Fortress. That is the best American team. They hold Swamp to 1.
Yeah, I saw it there. There's just a couple plays that just slight mistakes, and again, it's so hard to really call out much when TLC is just playing exactly the way they need to play. There's just not a lot of mistakes happening here. I think their ban phase was great. I think it looked like a comp they wanted to run off rip, and they handled the fights properly. And unfortunately, there's a lot of commitment and ultimates from Swamp off that Strangling Prison, and that was the swan song at that point. They just could not get enough value with their dual assaults to counteract, and they did not get through 0.1. A good attempt there, but we've seen, this hold could absolutely happen. I know you and I want to see this series go farther. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, hey, how fitting Speeder on the torch here to maybe put the exclamation point. Oh my gosh, what season are we at? Storm as well, the damage amp. I mean, so many ways to beat you, buddy. And bringing it back to this map, now we're just flexing some heroes to have some fun. But yeah, listen, they've just shown time and time again how locked in they are. They're never stressed under pressure situations, and continue to find a will and a way. Bringing it to Asgard, bold choice, man, but had to try to, change something up to get and sneak by one more win.
Let's see what Swamp can do on the defense. Folks, if you're a fan of Swamp, now is the time to get loud for them, because this is going to be a tough spot to be in. They need to find something. They need to find it quick. And Liquid Citadel has barely left the gas. They're just charging through this team right now. The team that is so talented too. It's crazy the amount of clean play happening from TLC.
Got to find a will in a way, Shib, and it starts really with only 1 or 2 mistakes at most. Speeder just hunting down quickly as getting Kraz out of there, and that symbiote who's so good at stalling. Goodbye, slams down the fire on it, and man, just like that, Speed goes down, but the trade was certainly worth it as that spawn is much longer on the way back. Shib already going up the hill that's so hard to cross.
Yeah, the early pick there, though, numbers up for Swamp. See if more can come through. Polly on that dive. Again, I think Polly on this Venom, playing it to this extent has really been something big for their bag. They needed something like that outside of the cap, so it wasn't a one-focused target ban, and now they really can't ban the cap because the Venom is up there too, right? It's tricky to deal with, and also with the same story with Vest on Groot. This is the kind of diversity in hero pool that makes a team so strong. I think Swamp has it as well, but maybe not to the same extent. As another pick happens onto Kraz, a second falls, and that time onto Forky. Kraken impact goes out from Melophobia, folks. This might be a quick one here. No, Energy. Yes, no, it is going to be Energy and Vest. Yeah, this is going to be tough, buddy.
Yeah, folks, we're seeing quite literally the Avengers assemble before your eyes. The portal play is going to be desperation now to stop it with 3, 2, 1 on the meters. And folks, just like that, the Avengers have assembled, but they do touch 1.32. Shib, hold on now.
Yeah, it's not quite over yet. Speedery on the high side looking for some pick. Meliphobia is going to find Speedery. Is it done? Pauly, though, onto Meliphobia, trades it back. Daze comes in when the Rays of Ultron, and they're still maintaining this pressure, going back in for a moment to dodge some. Vest, though, finds Valentina. Vest again onto Daze. Scatter falls. The Citadel is paving the swamp. They're making it their domain. Citadel are your new Stage 1 champions.
A statement, man, a masterclass, and just a championship. Team Liquid Citadel dominates this grand finals, man. The Avengers of Marvel Rivals have once again proven they're the best in America. My God, man, what an absolute super team.
It cannot be said enough. That just looked like a performance from a team that is looking to take on the world right now. And we can't wait to see more from the Worlds coming up here. This team, I know, was excited for it. They had their eyes forward onto the next tournament already, and that's a team that has so much talent. They know it at this point, and they're just looking to take on the world.
I mean, it reminds me, man, of Thanos on Titan, bro, and they do everything they can. And what does Thanos say? All that for a drop of blood. I mean, that's all we saw come out of TLC in this entire stage, man, going all the way back. And it's funny, you go look at the groups and, oh, hey, Liquid Citadel, they got an easier group, and, you know, maybe it's gonna be tough. They didn't go through the gauntlet. Doesn't matter, man. This team never took themselves as the best. They proved it each and every day on every match, man. This is an all-star team that is going to be the best representation that we have here in the region when they face the world.
Absolutely. I look forward to having a conversation with them on this match. This is a team, Swamp, it was so well matched into them. It just seems like this team has learned from where they struggled against them and maybe just made them stronger, right?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And how fitting, the MVP being what is the captain behind a lot of this team, and that is Pauly once again. Doesn't matter if it's on Cap himself or in the Venom play of recent, buddy. 19-1 gets it done. And man, I mean, just I say masterclass because it doesn't matter really the game mode. It doesn't matter the bans, the comps, what's against them. They've got so many answers, and it's going to be real tough to bring this team down, no matter where and when and who.
Yeah, I think it's this team's bag. Like I said, their hero pool, the fact that they're really able to pull from everything and find such success with it. I don't know the answer to the ban phase anymore into a team like this. And that's what they were going for. I think you heard it. Their coaches were driving the attention to finding new heroes just so they couldn't be banned out, to not put them in weird spots. And it clearly has worked out for them.
For sure, man. And I mean, listen, the scene right now in Rivals is insane, right? Obviously, we're going to give so much love to TLC. Big tip of the cap to Swamp Gaming, guys. You saw a team, obviously, you know, suffer against TLC, but they are absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah.
And can't wait to see what they cook up into the next patch. So many things can change just like that we're going to find out this next week in balance and heroes and who's coming to the game. So, you know, look out for that. But shit, for me, it's like you go look at the other regions, and we have truly two powerhouses, man. Navi over there in EMEA and TLC over here. And obviously, you know, we have a lot of great teams around the world, but those are the two that I know everybody will be seeded for.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's also like any given day too, right? Swamp has had moments where they've shown up and showed greatness. I have no doubt they could continue to do that. That team, just echoing your sentiment, is unbelievably talented. I mean, looking at these last 2 days with these two matchups, Team Liquid Citadel has clearly downloaded something to make them, like, you know, feel stronger to Swamp. They look really good into this team. But, you know, if you look at the history between these teams, Swamp, without a doubt, is incredibly talented and way up there in terms of just like how to play these heroes on the charts. So keep your eyes on Swamp in the future. They will also be going to mid-season Worlds alongside of 100 Thieves. So, you know, make sure you're rooting for them there. I'm sure they're going to be looking at a lot of this VOD stuff and learning and adapting.
For sure, man. And like, say what you will about the roster they formed, but they went out there and got the players that they wanted, right? And believed in and knew would get the job done. A lot of so close to champions that had that thirst, right, to continue to win and dominate and have that consistency, man. One thing you can look across the board is these are all names that were fantastic last year and has continued up the exact same heat from now. We talked about them. We gloated about how good this team would be going all the way back to the beginning of 2026. And we're here now halfway through the year saying the same.
Yeah, looking at the stats now, it's so consistent across the board with everybody in Impact. Obviously, you know, a lack of finals from the side of Swamp there. Melophobia, again, coming out on top in terms of final amount, but then, you know, 7, 9, 8, 5, even into a strategist line with energy on the Mantis. It's like everybody gets the same involvement. It's like their team fights are so coordinated. The finals really can spread evenly. And that's been something that I've been seeing today from this team so consistently, right? So it's really not like on the back of one pocket or one carry. It's everybody getting involvement, running it as a team, and spreading the love.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's how you handle the big moments of the ultimates, but even the little things, right? Like whenever you have someone pinned from an Angela, everybody looking the right way to get the stop there, or the quick teleport from Nero as White Fox. Like, it doesn't matter what, the big swing plays is what they're able to stop so well. And to me, that proves that you are the team brains behind it too. You might have the best mechanics in the world, but backing it up with some of the best forethought and sight is what you need in a hero shooter like Rivals, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, looking forward to the interview here, folks. We're definitely going to be talking to this team, breaking down how they feel about their win. They looked so locked throughout that whole series. Let's hope that they're excited about taking this thing home, man. I know they're looking forward, though. To them, the job is absolutely not finished. So we'll see how they're feeling. But if I were them, I'd be amped up. Congrats, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's been too long since the win now. Now they're going to be called cool, collected, another day in the office, man. But no, listen, again, these two teams have played a lot. I know they have plenty of respect for one another between even the coaches over there. So, you know, you got to give it to them. But I said this before, and I'll say it in the interview. It's like so close to those championships before, and it's cool to see these guys now take that and go in. But we've seen in the past teams with the 1 seed go into LAN, don't look anything like they did once. So they know they got to keep the fire bright, buddy. And listen, we got to get Speedery in on here, who has been, I've seen everything on social media. The guy, he is just the GOAT in so many more ways than one. So please welcome in, guys, our winners interview, and Speedery at that. You are now, buddy. Hey, we got the whole team. Let's go.
Gang's
Guys,
all
you are
here.
now stage 1 champions of America. Let's listen, hey, when you hear that title, being stage 1 champions, what do you feel? How do you feel? What does it mean to this entire roster and team?
I mean, it means like everything. I kind of can't talk right now, but it means the world to me to win with these people. Also, just being here is really nice. This boot camp, everything is really nice. Yeah, we're just playing perfectly. I don't know. We dropped the map somehow. I don't know. Rough game, but you know, stepped up at the end.
Yeah, I've never seen a team more locked in than you guys, even right now in my entire life. Every camp, you guys are just stern, man. It's just job's not finished.
Yo, can we get
job's
some
not
smiles,
finished,
bro?
man. I love to see it.
Yo.
Here we go. Hey.
No, I love it. I love it. I mean, first, I have a couple questions for you guys. First one I have for y'all that I'm curious about. What is it with you in domination? Like, what do you think it is that drives you guys to win every single domination?
Nah, I think we're just like Temple Warriors, bro, in domination. We're just go in and out. Yeah, pretty much. We like to go first. I guess that's the thing in domination. Just always go first, and then you win. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Listen, Paulie, out of this entire squad, right? You were on Berber when you won going into LAN, so you have a taste of what it means to get a dubs going into LAN. But Speedery, you back on Envy, obviously there with Nero, and man, looking at you, you know, Energy and Vest on the FlyQuest side with Coop. You guys have been so close to greatness going in. How does it feel for y'all? I mean, you've done one big mountain to climb, and it must be a pretty cool thing that you guys have, you know, been with this team through, you know, thick and thin.
You want Speed to answer that? I'll give that some Speed.
Yeah, give us Speed there. Yeah.
That's not Speed.
Oh, wrong guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the question?
Oh,
He probably didn't hear it.
I think I said, bro. Hey, listen, man, I said that you guys were so, you know, you on Envy with Nero and all the FlyQuest guys were so close to winning a game of this importance going into LAN, but you guys all fell short right there. And now coming away champions, man, like you've gone through quite the story, I feel like, from China to obviously what happened there in our last LAN in Atlanta. Like, how does it feel going in right now on top into your next, you know, performance here at a LAN?
I mean, I mean, obviously it feels great. I love these guys. I love this team. They're all so fun to be around. It's all fun to play with, and yeah, it feels great finally winning after getting so many like second place finishes.
Awesome. Love it. Here, do me a favor, toss the mic over to Zav. I got a question about the creation of the team and how this all came to boot. I know people are always having sentiment about that. I want to get the breakdown on how this all started and how this worked out for y'all.
Zav? Where's Zav at? Hello, hello.
Hey, brother. So, what's up, my man? The question I have for you that I think I've just been super curious about is, how did this team come to boot? What's the story behind TLC? Break it down for me.
Yeah, I mean, after grand finals last year, we just wanted to really be like the strongest team in NA. Wanted to come back to NA, so we just started building out everything. Like in November, we signed Pauly at the start. We told them to kind of take a leap of faith and just come to America, and then obviously we kind of built the rest in the following weeks. Obviously, we didn't get partner at Citadel, so we kind of just decided to reach out to all the partner teams and say, hey, we have, on paper, the best team that NA will ever have. And a lot of people just ignored us or just were not interested. And then you just look at today's result, and even in preseason, it's like, they were handed like a golden platter and they didn't really have any interest in doing it. And we're not asking them for anything. And then obviously we had TL that just showed up and they said, all right, let's do it. And then we have to work with NetEase to just submit like a partnership with them. Within 48 hours, we had everything going on.
Sure.
I think TL is definitely like the best partner we could have asked for. They just are doing amazing. Like big shout out to Milia and Stuart that we've been working closely with. They've been really good. And yeah, I mean, these guys are insane. And they're all really nice people as well.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
I'm very happy with them.
No, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Big W Zav, I got a couple more questions. You know what? I want to hear, I always love this guy in the mag. Can you pass the mic over there to Gator?
Yeah.
We gotta get these guys a speaker, man, so they can all hear me.
I know.
What up, Gator? I wanted to talk to you, bud, all right? Because a couple things. First of all, you know damn well, I mean, hey, they took an American and Terra won over there, right? We took one from them. We got Pauly now over here. Listen, as America, as a caster with Bizem, I got to say, you're the hope, man. You're the hope to bring the crown finally home to America. I mean, what do you guys feel about Na'Vi, what they put on over there? I know that people want to show. How do you feel like you stack against the other top in the world?
I think Navi's good. I think they have some derpy players, so it should be pretty easy for us. I do think they're the second best team, though. Yeah, they did take Terra, but he is insane, but I do think he's like kind of replaceable. I don't think Pauly's replaceable from the region, though. So I think we got the better trade on that one as far as like an import. So yeah, I mean, they're an insane team, but I do think we win them for sure.
Clip it and ship it, man. Anything you want to say to them directly?
No, they're actually good. They're a really good team. I do think we beat them, though. They are very good, though. And I'm excited to scrim them like on low ping and everything.
Nice, Shib. You got another bud?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question, I've been curious about this. Who does the banning if they want? I want to get a breakdown of like what, don't get too into the weeds because you don't want to spoil anything, but how does the banning work for your team? Because you guys were aggro about changing bans even when you won. I thought it was a smart idea.
Yeah, I think we're always ahead of the curve on banning. Legit spearheads our bans. He's like literally just he's like the end all say all on that. It's like a group effort, but I would say he is the final say, right? So I think our team is really smart. There are a lot of really smart players. There's like tens of thousands of hours of ranked collectively, like with all the players. So there's a lot of feedback they can offer like, daily, right? So as soon as patches comes out, we tell them to grind ranks. Like legit, for instance, told Pauly to grind Penny, like literally right when it came out, like right when the patch hit. So that's kind of like our idea is just to always like stay ahead of the curve. And yeah, even when we're winning, we're always looking for like opportunities to improve. I'd say I know we can improve a lot more than we already are. It's just a bit hard because talent wise, NA is a little low. So it's kind of, if there was more up to par teams, I think we could improve even more. So that's why I'm kind of looking forward to Scrim and Na'Vi and some of like the APAC teams.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, listen, I guess to wrap it up, we'll get the set back to Pauly to finish our last question, but it's always good hearing from the coach, buddy, and I can't wait to see you again, buddy, at the next land.
Of course. Here's Polly.
I love the pass round ship. This is goated.
It's great, dude.
This is goated. Paulie, my guy, listen, buddy.
What's up?
First of all, I'll take care of one for you. I want to say anything else to say, but I'll say, first of all, you can rep the TLC bundle right now in game. So go ahead and get one of those and support this team. But I want to give you the
Get
floor,
it.
man. Anything you want to shout out your story through here and give you kind of one of the last words on this team.
Yeah, I have a lot to say actually. One thing about Navi, Pokey, I'm coming for you. Even though you're not playing, bro, I'm still coming for you. Some shout outs. Yo, shout out the real Polly, aka my mom. Shout out the real Polly. I know she's watching. I know my family's watching. Shout out Prism. Shout out Simba1. Shout out him for sacrificing all this elo in order for me to play Penny Parker. So yeah.
It's awesome, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, guys, once again, I know if we were on speaker, I could want to shout out something for all of you guys, but I know it's not just players, but the whole org that believes in y'all and gets you guys equipped. So we'll see you at the biggest stage in LAN. Again, that will be announced here on Tuesday for everybody else. But congratulations, you are the champions of this playoffs of stage 1, and go celebrate and enjoy the victory.
All right, thank you, peace. Yo, peace.
See ya. Good talking to all y'all.
Peace.
They're like guessing what to do. Oh man, Chip, we gotta get a speaker, bro. Like just gotta try to guess what we're saying over there, man. But I love that team, dude. You can see that they've been through a lot. People only see the results, but there's all the scrims and time commitment to get to the top where they were.
Nothing funnier than all the tech behind them and them tossing around like an old headset. You know what I mean? No, but it was cool, man. It was cool to see. Again, I think that team is just so locked into Worlds that it's like, this is, you know what I mean? It's super important to them, but they're just ready for the next step. And I think that is a team that's hungry, and that's a team that likely will do well if they're like that.
Yeah, listen, we are too over here. Obviously, it's so fun to see the clash of no ping and everybody all at once. Again, you guys can find out all the teams that have called in. The stage is now set across the board. And again, on the dev vision from Mr. Double G himself, we'll be announcing where that is to see if TLC can bring the crown home. But we have a great representation in Swamp Gaming and 100 Thieves that will play all the part. Shib may have not gone to best of 7, but it was another banger with you as we take a look at the bracket.
Yeah, we see the breakdown here, my friend. And yes, it was an absolute pleasure getting to do this with you, my friend. As always, wouldn't trade it for the world. As we look here, the breakdown of the day, obviously 100 Thieves losing to Swamp Gaming 3-1 was still a good series on a team that's looking better than ever. And then going into the finals, Team Liquid Citadel 4-1 into Swamp Gaming. And I'm telling you, that was an absolute showcase of a masterclass of just composition, banning. They just looked solid throughout. Shout out to Team Liquid Citadel, and I know every other team is going to be looking to improve to lock in and try to take them down.
Yeah, for sure, man. Again, I think it's best. Thanos can bleed too, but still Thanos at the end of the day, and that's the team right now. We're pretty top heavy right now in America, in the region, but still plenty of chances for Roster Mania to continue to get things rolling. And obviously, it's been a very fun year too, and unpredictable in a lot of ways, y'all. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to cast and host this thing, especially alongside you, my man. It's always just feels second nature, and like I'm with one of my best buddies. And so, guys, whether you're at a watch party with over there with Jay, Space, and Co., or just been watching on your own here on the main channel, we appreciate you guys. And man, we've got a LAN cooked up for y'all. And Shib, I'm pumped.
I can't wait. Again, this has been an absolute pleasure. The games were incredibly fun to watch. Thanks to everybody who tuned in and spent time right here with us. Enjoy your drops, and we'll catch you guys at the midseason for sure.
All right, guys, have a good one. Have a great one. Happy rifling. Good luck on the last days. We'll see you on the other side. Look out for the new season and heroes to come next week. Bye-bye.